that's life. That's life. That's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, shot down in May. But I know I'm gonna change that tune when I'm back on top in June. I said that's life.
It's really happening.
Okay, so it's finally recording now?
It is.
So, fuck, for the people at home, we're recording in person. This is our second MasterTech Expo in-person recording. Only time we've ever done a recording in person. First one was Chip Foose.
Yep.
It's funny that you talk about Chip and me. So I got a little story about that.
Well, get right into it.
I mean,
you can't tease it without saying it.
You know, it's like I'm always thinking, you know, what can it be next and stuff like that. And, you know, 4 times I was going to have my own TV show. You know, twice the producer dies right before the show happens. One time we did the pilot and it was with DJ Scribbles and Corker, whatever, the owner of Corker Tires. Yeah. He used to be the president of SEMA. He was going to be the host of the show. And Speed Channel got committed for 16 episodes. And right when we were going to start, the producer dies.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so that's one of them. Then I was going to do something for Discovery Channel. Then I was going to do some other stuff. Then we came very close again with Discovery Channel. And they invested money. Once again, right when it was going to happen, the producer that was paying for the stuff dies. So I got 2 dead producers. So, you know, I could have my TV show. It didn't happen. What can I say? But when I met Chip, I don't know, maybe 2008 actually. 2008 when I built the Bel Air. I'd never done an old car before in my life.
I remember that too.
Okay, so I'd never done an old car before in my life. And so this friend of my brother has the car. And it was in pretty good shape considering there was an old car. And because I'm not into old cars, for me, it's a piece of junk. But for the world, you know, this car guys, this idiots, like, oh my God. They're like, oh my gosh, in great shape. Anyways, so the owner, he only had about $30,000 max to put into this car. Well, I'm very good friends at the time with Keith Lehman. He was the president of Kenwood. Mm-hmm. And you guys have been around, especially you, Gary. You know, Keith Lehman was president of MB Court. And we go back 25, 30 years. Mm-hmm. And Keith Lehman was the first guy that gave me my first shot when I opened up my shop. You know, so by the time he went with Kenwood, I already have done some stuff with MB Court. I did 3 projects with him. So by this time, he has a lot of confidence with me because I'm a man of my word. For whatever people may think about me, anybody ever hire me, spend money with me, when I say I'm going to do something, unless I'm dead, you know what I mean? Like, I will. Mm-hmm. So anyway, so I got this idea because I'm always thinking. So Keith Lehman now, Kenwood is going to have the new booth space because Kenwood used to be in the other hall. So instead of the north hall, I think they used to be in the south hall or whatever. So they were finally we're going to get the good spot. So I got this idea. I said, okay, my buddy, he's got the car. He's got 30 grand. I talked to Kenwood. I said, look, I got you the car and I got 30 grand. I need 75 more. And I can have you the best show car in your booth for CES. Just like that. He's like, oh, man, that's a lot of money, blah, blah, blah. I said, well, maybe I'll talk to Alpine. Maybe I'll talk to somebody, but I'm going to sell this to somebody. He already knows me. He already knows that when I put my mind to something, I will find a company. I will have a company do it for half the price just to stick it up his face and say, I told you so, because believe me, I did that with many projects, okay? But anyways, he goes, let me think about it. He comes back to me, and he goes, you know what, Fish? Let's do this. So all of a sudden, the $30,000, so the deal was I talked to the owner. I said, look, this is the deal. If I build your car, these are the rules. I got to be able to highlight Kenwood stuff. And because he's not a car guy, he's like Yeah, do it. So it's a win-win for everybody. So anyways, we get the car in, and I started building this whole car. Keep in mind, I've only used to be doing new cars. So this is the first time I get to do this car. So I stripped the whole car apart, and I realized the dashboard doesn't come out. The dashboard's metal.
Mm-hmm.
And like I say, I'm a complete idiot. So ignorant about this car because, I'm not a car guy at all. I don't go to car shows. I don't watch any of these TV shows. I don't watch any of them.
So strange.
I mean, I don't watch.
And that's so weird too, because I don't either.
I don't go.
We've been over
What
this.
the fuck do you guys do with your time?
I watch sports.
I watch sports. I watch movies.
Yeah.
So I don't care about the car shows because I didn't grow up with a family with cars and whatever. So anyways, these are uncharted waters for me, okay, with this car. So I stripped the car apart and I spent like a week. This is my little shop in Fresno and just staring at this car and thinking, okay. So I realized that you used to have a big bucket seat in front. I got rid of that and I got rid of the back seat. So I say, I need some bucket seats on this thing. So I knew I needed something with metal, So I never gone to a junkyard before. Think about it, Puerto Rican that has never been in a junkyard before. That's very, very rare, okay? So anyways, I go to a junkyard and I see these two seats. They're like out of a Thunderbird, okay? So they're all rusty. They've been there for years. So I asked the guy how much, and he wanted like $250 for these seats. And I think the guy's out of his mind. Supposedly it's a good price, but I don't know because I've never worked in an old car before. So I went to a couple other places, and I couldn't find anything. So I come back and I buy the seats. So I strip the seats so they can re-chrome the piece and stuff like that. They're my upholstery guy. So I started building this car by myself. So I fiberglassed the whole entire floor. The whole entire floor because I didn't want carpet in this car. So as I'm working in this car, I don't know what kind of theme I'm going to do. I saw the Bel Air shape, the fan. Mm-hmm. Okay? Mm-hmm. I wish I would have put the cover. We actually have the cover in the room. So one of the guys brought it to me. So I realized that's the theme, the Bel Air shape. Because listen, I'm very ignorant. I don't know anything about this car. I'm just going by what I think, So the dashboard's got the two humps, the speedometer on one side and the fan on the other side. So I go, okay, so that's going to be the theme of the car. So I started building this car. Next thing you know, since I don't watch any of the TV shows, I didn't know that you can take the body out of the frame of a car. That's how little I know about cars. So next thing you know, I get some people involved with the car. Next thing you know, this guy comes in, suicide the back doors. They take the frame, the whole thing apart. Pieces, parts of these things are all over Fresno. And I'm just going over my head in this car, okay? And out of all the deadlines that I've had, this one had to be the closest that I ever didn't make it, okay? So anyways, we built this car, and I started building it, and the more people saw it, more people want to be involved with this project. And because I come from the car audio world, I'm going to think differently. So I got to integrate all this Kenwood stuff, but it can't be in your face. You know what I mean? The car's got to be somewhere in the middle where it's representing, Kenwood, but it doesn't take away from what I'm trying to do with the car.
100%.
So my common sense is trying to figure it out. Long story short, we build the car. So 24 hours before we got to get on the road to go to CES, the chroming is, it's not in the shop, and the body frame is not in the shop. Dude, there's parts in 6 different shops in Fresno in order for this thing to come together. Somehow, next thing you know, and I'm in the corner with a router. I'm just building stuff. I'm just building. My buddy Vito, which has helped me out with a lot of projects from Boston.
I remember him. He was actually there at Fish Camp.
Yeah. He's he's one like my little brother. So he's the one directing the stuff. My brother lives in Fresno, so he's also helping out, but he doesn't know anything about cars either. I'm in the corner, just rattling pieces. I'm barefooted because I'm flat-footed, so my feet hurt so much. So I'm barefooted in my shop, okay? So next thing you know, the body comes in, the frame comes in, they put it together, and this thing is kind of
taking shape. Yeah.
You know, so the motorization in the back, I don't know if you remember that the whole floor motorized up and it opened all up. Well, this kid that was putting it together, he screwed the TV in the wrong hole. So I kind of built the facade around it. The TV wasn't where it's supposed to be. So when I went to close the motorization, the TV was sticking out 2 inches.
Oh, shit. And
Because he screwed it and the actual wanted to break it.
Yeah.
Oh,
because
gosh.
Yeah.
So now I have to redo the panel that I did because this idiot screwed this thing, which I explained to him like 50 times what not to do.
Yeah.
Maybe I said it 49 times. I needed to maybe do it 50 so his brain could have just raced through it, you know? So he did it. So next thing you know, I have to build something in the next 4 hours. As tired as I am, I haven't slept like for 2 days. So we were supposed to leave Fresno at midnight to make it at a certain time to Vegas. From Fresno to Vegas is about 8 hours, okay? We don't leave Fresno till 7 a.m. Keep in mind, Keith Lehman with Ken was taking a big gamble. It was my first show car, my first project as Fishman Audio in Fresno. He took a big gamble, putting all that money in. This new booth. I got everything rolling in this thing. This guy that used to work for UPS, he saw this thing coming a mile away. He went to sleep so he can drive with us to Vegas. So we take off to Vegas at 7 a.m. in the morning. The car is all apart. We threw everything, we take off. So I'm not going to call Kenwood at 8 o'clock in the morning to tell them we just left Fresno. Let me get far enough, and they come up with a story once we get to Barstow. So when we get to Barstow, I call them up. They thought that I was already in Vegas. Oh, no. We had a flat tire. We had this. I'm trying to come up with
The truth comes out.
every excuse I can think of. Okay? Okay, so. Dude, you better be here. Blah, blah, blah. So now they hire, in Vegas, they have to hire like a manager for the booth because it's all union.
Yeah.
Okay, so the manager was in charge. And because the manager doesn't know my relationship with Keith, typical, oh, blah, 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 he's going off of me. I'm like, okay, so when we had lunch, I came back and I told my buddy to put those panels back in the car because when this car goes to Vegas, it's got to look like it's finished. He got in the trailer, put everything together, we take off. So this guy every half hour is calling me. Anyways, we get in very close. He goes, Vegas, once they close that door, I don't care who you are. Once they close that door, it's over. So this guy's calling me. He's being a complete idiot, just going off. And I'm trying to be. So we're like a half hour away. And this guy goes, well, it's your ass. Because they're going to close the door. And this car is not going to be able to come in, blah, blah, blah. So I finally called Keith. I said, Keith. He goes, Fish, what's up? I will tell you all about it once we get there. Just please do whatever's in your power. I'm almost there. So the manager gets back on the phone. I said, dude, tell the guy in the door whatever he wants, I will pay him. So the guy said, give me $250. I'll give you 10 minutes. I go, I'll pay you. We got there, pulled up in the back, and of course the car doesn't start.
Oh, shit.
Keep in mind, we haven't slept for days. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So now we have to push the car out of the trailer into the entrance. And this guy's literally got the chain of the door in his hands.
It sounds like a movie.
Dude, we were
scene.
We were the last car, literally, the last car that got into Las Vegas Convention Center and the door closed. The guy looked at me, where's my money? They got $300. Here you go, bud. So now the problem is this, Vegas. By this time, all the booths are already set up.
Yeah.
So it's not a straight shot to the booth. So the coordinator gave us this route. We have to push this car, I swear to you, about a mile through all these aisles to get to the Kenwood booth. Anyways, we pushing it, and you know how it is. Everybody in the street, Fishman, what's going on? And I'm lying to them. Oh, they don't let us start the car, so we have to push it. No, the car doesn't start.
No,
but I'm not going to tell
start.
people that, okay? So I'm just telling you, what's going on, guys? Guys, these people, they don't let us drive it. So we finally sit in the Kenwood booth, and we're like, oh. So everyone in Kenwood, they put in the booth together and stuff like that. We push the car, and they're like, oh, Fishman! So now these guys want to have, yeah. So they want to see this car, And I'm like, and I look at Vito, and I look at the other two guys, and my brother was, and I go, look, guys, tomorrow I want to give you the big, nothing works yet. So no, I cannot keep in mind that everything looks like it's put together, but nothing works yet. That's not even audio yet. Okay, nothing works yet on this car. Well,
I'm stressed for you, even though this happened.
I'm telling you,
15
I'm
years
like, and so of course, Ken was got the other guy, one of those white boys. What I'm talking about. That one guy, one of those guys that's got to come in, thinking he's outshot. No, we want to see the car so we know tomorrow, how to sell, blah, 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 blah. And this guy just pushing it, and I go into Keith, and I go, Keith, please, my buddy, wait until tomorrow. It will be so much better. Please, I beg you. Keith looked at me, okay, Fish. So he told his manager, whoever the other guy, tomorrow morning. So now we leave because they're still putting the booth together. We get our badges so we can get in at night. We went out, we went to the hotel, we took a shower, we ate something. Let's go back to the booth like at, 10 o'clock at night. Now the show opens like at 9, 10 o'clock in the morning the first day. We have like 3 days of work to do in a matter of,
45 minutes.
Yes. No. We have like maybe 6, 7 hours,
Fair enough.
So, you know what? Somehow we put this car together. Keep in mind that this was a year and a half after I lost my job at Metra. Mm-hmm. Okay? So this was my comeback kind of deal. So somehow we put this car together. And my buddies say, Fish, go to your room, take a shower, clean up, because you're going to have to deal with these people. I got this. Okay, went to the room, cleaned up, came back. As I'm finished my shower, he calls me up. He goes, bring me my clothes, I'm done. Car's done. Well, next thing you know, got back to the show. For 4 days, that Kenwood booth was packed with people. Trust me, I got videos. That thing was packed nonstop. I never thought building a show car. Since the street ram with all that motorization, I never had more people around a vehicle because nobody thought about taking an old car and doing all these things, but yet it still fit the car, even though I'm breaking all the rules. So at that point, Chip Fools, he's doing stuff with Arc Audio. Yep. Okay?
So this is where Chip Foose comes back into this.
Right. Yeah. Hey, remember Chip Foose?
Yeah, remember. Guys,
does the audience remember
Chip Foose?
Does anybody know who Chip Foose is?
So in that time, Chip Foose come back into and I already met Chip like the year before, so he sees my expedition. So he knows I'm not just some Latino that cuts grass, okay?
And lays up fire.
Exactly. So he knows I'm not that Latino. I think he knows I can do a little bit. So he comes by, and I start showing the car. Unfortunately, the stupid camera people had the camera on him, so he couldn't be himself with me. He kind of held back because he was being filmed without permission. You know what I mean? So because I had met him before and I was able to be myself, okay? So he kind of held back. But he saw the car. The minute he saw the seats, he knows, oh, you got 65, Thunderbird seats. And I look at him and I go, Chip, I got video of all this stuff. So if anybody thinks I'm lying, trust me, I got proof. Okay, so, he sees the car, and at first he couldn't really understand what I was trying to do. Then I explained to him, you see this shape of Bel Air? It's here, it's there, it's there, it's there. The motorization on the back is the big fan of the Bel Air, and then once he gets it, he's like, oh. You see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
He got to understand what was going through my mind.
Mm-hmm.
So in that moment, I'm thinking, hey, think about this. Yeah, you're real famous, you're here, and I'm here. We all know. However, everybody likes fish and chips. How about we do a TV show where... How about if we do a TV show?
Somebody just tried to walk into the room.
So I told him, how about we do a TV show called Fish and Chips Creation? But the funny thing about the show is this. You're Mr. Chip Foods, Mr. Car guy that can draw all kinds of stuff. I'm the opposite. I'm the idiot that doesn't know anything about cars. But you'll be fighting with me, telling me, Fish, I don't want this, I don't want that.
I'm not gonna lie, that's a pretty
about
solid
this.
concept.
I'm already signed up.
If a TV producer out there, and I go and I tell him, look, I know it sucks that my name's got to go first. However, nobody, Chip and Fish, those things, it's got to be
Right.
fish. But I
Doesn't
told
work.
him, think about this, it's Fish and Chip's creation.
Yeah.
So at the end, the S makes it, and he kind of like, so at first, he kind of looked at me like, okay, this idiot. But it's funny. This is a funny story. The next day, I'm at the Hard Rock Cafe, having a few Long Island iced teas. And guess who shows up? Chip Foods with Kenny Wayne Shepherd. Funny story, I got Kenny Wayne Shepherd's car in my shop right now, which I'm going to be building next. Isn't that funny? But I did not know who he was because I'm not white.
Another white boy.
Okay, another one of you crackers. Okay, so I'm like, okay, Kenny Wayne, I don't know, some skinny white boy, I don't know. But so he comes and I'm at the Hard Rock Cafe, and you know me, I'm drinking, and I told Chip,
Wait,
Chip,
you drink?
a little bit. So I'm there, Chip, come here, buddy. So I'm telling him this stuff, and he's kind of laughing about it. So the next year, we are at SEMA, and he comes by to see the expedition because he heard that I changed it. And it's funny, this is a funny story. There was a little detail in my expedition that I did. And out of everything that I did, and Chip promised me he was going to come and see the car. But he was very busy because it's SEMA.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And
he literally was.
Chip Foods.
He's Chip Foods, of course. And I'm like, dude, if you come by, so he was literally the last person that came to see the car at the end of the show, before I closed it up. And the little detail that I have of brushing the inside of my pipes, it had all these pipes which I buffed the outside, but I couldn't brush the inside, and I brushed it. He was the only guy that stuck his finger in there. He goes, So I told him, Chip, someday, and this kid came by, he saw him, he saw me, he wanted to take a picture with us. So Chip goes, oh, fish and chips? So he actually, so maybe.
It's in his mind.
So, you know what, maybe if you're listening, producers out there, think about it, because he's an exterior guy. I'm an interior guy. I cannot sketch. I'm not a car guy, but I think I can build some pretty cool stuff. Maybe we can do something.
Yeah.
That's a wild story.
How is that for an intro?
Right.
I mean, just
You guys want
Buckle
to
up,
intro?
everyone. Everyone buckle up.
holy crap. Holy crap. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, the Fishman.
David Rivera. Finally on the podcast, finally telling his story. And this is going to fill in a lot of holes for a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's enough hours in the day to have this man on the podcast.
You know
What do you pour in there?
No, nothing. Just
What is this?
What is this? Esto es Cran Royal.
So this was given by a listener of the podcast,
What listener?
Ahmed.
Oh, yeah.
He was in the build-off.
Oh, yeah. From Canada.
Yeah, from Canada.
He is
Obviously,
definitely, by the way,
Crown Royale.
he is definitely Team Maddie.
Yeah.
Well,
I know because he brings me a bottle.
And you know what he brings me? Jack shit.
Yeah.
Well, Edmund, if you want to be friends with the Fishman, the Fish Edition can use a Macallan 25.
Oh,
here,
little
that's the
upgrade.
McDaddy because I got a 15 and everybody can. So, look, buddy, if you want some promotions out there.
So my question is, why isn't the Macallan 15 here right now on the
geez.
podcast?
Well, because
Nobody was smart enough because you know what? There was a certain guy here, I'm not going to mention his name, it was Gary
that dude?
Bell, that spent 17 hours a day to give a demo to 3 people of a sound quality car.
Oh my gosh.
And because of that, Matt and me were waiting there for 5 hours in the heat, waiting to get here. And by the time he was done, that's why we don't have the Macallan. But you know
I'm
what?
surprised you two are still standing after fathoming, like just straight up, just in
Guess
the
what?
desert.
We had to wait for Gary for they've closed down Master Tech Expo. Audio control, Gary's booth, is fully being closed and shut. I don't even know if there's a booth left, and there's still people waiting for Gary's demo.
Yeah.
I think that's a good thing.
It's a great thing.
I am
it don't
super
suck.
stoked. Again, I brought a fucking Prius to a car show, right?
It don't matter. Look, I got a 2003 Expedition.
Still
It don't
cooler
matter
than a
the
fucking
car.
Prius.
It don't matter.
Have you ever seen the bumper sticker? It says, "Cool Prius dash no one ever." Right? Like,
But guess what? It probably sounds better than 95% cars in the world.
Yeah.
So it don't matter.
it does okay. It does okay. We gave a
got
few
demos.
demos. Somehow word of mouth spread.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
You know
I
what?
did not get out of that car for 3 days.
We might have to send the wife to go to our car to get the Macallan 15.
You're saying that you would send her to get the Macallan 15 out of the
Maybe.
back of
I
your
think-
fish
Well, I
edition?
thought it was already picked up by transport.
No, the car. I have 2 bottles. I have one in the Expedition. I had a backup one.
Oh, in case that one got broken,
So
stolen.
maybe I think.
Oh, you legit had a backup?
Yeah.
You're a
no,
man with a plan.
Dude,
This isn't your first rodeo.
Don't get me.
This is not your 22nd rodeo.
Dude, these people don't get me. I'm always have a plan B because I know things. Somebody could have stolen that bottle. Or one.
I may have tempted people to steal that bottle.
Let me give an example. I didn't know if I've never met Nanaka before into the show. Say Nanaka was a drinker. This is my
He
thought
is a
process.
drinker.
Okay, so this is my thought process. Okay, my sponsor wants me to crack open a $200 bottle.
Oh, yeah,
Why
I
am I
get
going to
it.
say no?
Yeah.
So of course I have to have a backup. But since I didn't have to use that backup, it will be my pleasure to take care of my white brothers here. Maybe I think you're going to
White brothers. Hey, that sounds terrible.
Macallan 15. So you people out there. Oh, the keys in the room, baby. You people out there, the Puerto Rican that's supposed to be drinking Bacardi. And because now I'm half Jewish, I can afford the $150, $160 bottles. I'm going to provide the white people with some serious drinking power.
Oh, my goodness.
Let's go.
You guys want a podcast?
I've never understood racism before, but I'm starting to understand.
Dude, you want to hear a story? Let me give you a story before the Macallan gets here. It's very simple, okay? Between the 3 of us, okay? Honestly.
Right.
And everyone listening.
And the few thousands of listeners that tune in every week.
Hear this? Honestly, no joking. Between the 3 of us, we leave.
Between the 3 of us on a podcast.
You realize people are going to hear this besides the 3 of us.
So check this out. Honestly, between the 3 of us, right now, tonight or tomorrow, we leave a message to an unknown company, to the marketing department, because we would like to do business with them. Okay, just any company out there. Okay, you leave a message, Gary Bell. Well, you California, kind of surfing, kind of laid back. Then you got Mr. Matt Schaeffer here. Tell me something. Schaeffer, is that beer like the beer Schaeffer? Or is it different spelling?
SCHAEFFER.
White names. It's so weird. In Spanish, it's pretty simple. Rivera. RIVERA. It's very simple.
It's
White
pretty
names.
simple.
Blah, 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 blah. Anyways,
Bell's
wife,
pretty easy.
My wife went from Klubnikin, which is
Ooh,
Russian,
she hit the lottery.
to Bell, and she was so pumped for the new last name.
so anyway, it's very simple. We all three of us leave a message to an unknown company right now. Okay? You leave a message. I would like to get in touch with whoever. I would like to talk to you about whatever.
This is where the racism comes
No,
back in.
no, I'm being very serious. I'm not even joking about this. This is what I put up with 35 years. So, you know.
No, I get it.
This is part of the story.
Actually, I don't get it.
No, you don't get it because you didn't have to deal with this.
100%.
Okay? Very true.
Yeah.
Okay? Let's just say this is 20 years ago when you were just a baby in the industry. No, really.
100%.
He
Not
was
today.
just a baby in real life.
No.
He was just a baby in real life.
Not today.
Oh my goodness.
That you're Mr. Matt Schaeffer. Everybody think, oh my God. Let's just say go back to 20 years ago, okay, when you were nothing, okay? So let's just say you leave a message.
When I was a student at Fishman.
Okay, let's just go back. So here you are, you leave a message to this one company. He leaves a message and I leave a message, okay? That we would like to talk to whoever. Here you are with my skills to do what I can do. But you leave a message because you're really anal. You're like very, hi, this is Matt Schaeffer, blah, blah, blah. He's more laid back, more California. Hey, what's up, man? This is, you know. And then
Can you imagine Gary
I
talking
think
like
he
that?
kind of has it down.
you know what? This is David. I'm the Fishman. We'd like to talk to you, even though I can do things that you can't do. Who do you think, when that person gets that message, is going to call back?
The white boy.
Of course.
I now
They're
understand
gonna
racism.
look. They're gonna
Thank
look
you.
at this idiot. Oh, Mr. Matt Schaeffer. So the secretary's gonna come. Hi, I got through to the message. I got Gary Bell. I got Matt Schaeffer, and I got this idiot. So Latino call Fishman. Who do you think that person's going to call back? That's the problem that I've had to deal with for 35 years.
Yeah.
People don't understand the struggles that I've had to fight with in this industry for people to give me a chance. Do you know I got 20 front covers? Think about this. I got 20 front covers. And each one of those covers, I have to get together with the editor, sell him the idea, sell him everything. I'm sure Steve Brown at Alpine didn't have that problem. You see what I'm trying? And I'm being very honest.
Yeah.
As funny as you think this is, I'm being very honest. You guys have no idea how tough it was. Like, for instance, today in this world, it's a lot easier for Latino to get into any industry because the way the world has changed.
Of course, yeah.
35 years ago, when my heavy accent, perfect example. When I first called Car Audio magazine, I called Bill Neal. He was the editor of Car Audio back then. I called him up. I wanted to talk to him. Say, hey, I got this car. It's got a fish tank. And I'm calling from Boston. This guy did not give me the time of day. I asked if Finos 91 came, and I saw this tall, little glinky white boy coming and walking around. I recognized his face from the magazine. He's looking at the car. He go, He go, hey, you like this car? Oh, very, very nice, blah, 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 I go, remember that stupid idiot that called you like 3 months ago that told you I was going to have a front cover of your magazine and you wouldn't give me the time of day? Well, my goal was to have my car in front cover of Car Audio magazine because they would not put a car, especially a demo car, in their magazine. It took me 4 years, but I did it with the Ram.
I was sick too.
Okay, the Ram did that first cover. Okay, so people have no idea the racism that I've had to deal with. The bigotry, jealousy. All these people are supposed to be my friends, and all that want to use me. All these companies have used me. So many people have made so much money of me. And they have no idea the struggles that I have to fight with. Even today here, after 35 years, the struggle that I have to go to be here, I could have given up so many times. You have no idea. In 1984, I was in high school. I just came from Puerto Rico in 1982. 1984, there was the front cover of Michael Jordan. A new star is born. And I think if it's not the first cover of Sports Illustrated, it's one of his first covers. I didn't know who he was. I didn't know anything. I didn't even know what they meant in the article and the cover.
I can picture the
my
cover
teacher.
in my head.
My teacher had to explain to me what does a new star is born.
Yeah.
From that day on, Michael Jordan touched me to be who I am today. In any job that I've done. When I was a busboy, when I was a truck driver, when I sold shoes, when I sold ice cream, I wanted to be the best at it. And at 35 years, do you know why I haven't given up? Because someday, and I'm hoping it's someday, somebody out there that's listening to this, please, you have no idea. I have to thank Michael Jordan because I have to build something for him that goes beyond his fame and his money. You have no idea what I've been designing in my head for Michael Jordan for 40 years now, since 1984? No, 41 years. And I've been trying for somebody to give me this opportunity because I have a gift for him. I don't care if I have to sell my expedition. I don't care what it takes. I just need the opportunity to give him something because he inspired me more. I'm not his biggest fan. See the difference? There's the difference between being the biggest fan in the world of Michael Jordan, because I'm not that guy. I don't know all his stats and all this stuff. All I know that whenever I was down and I was about to give up, he was the guy that I can't. I remember when I lost my job at Metro and I was moving to California, not knowing what was going to happen. I was so down because it was such a tough time in my life. I was cross country. I have a trailer in the back with my tools and stuff going to California. And I was in the middle of the country and I had to go to the rest area. So tired. Fell asleep. Wake up in the morning, like at 6 a.m. And because I'm in the truck section, because I got a trailer in the back, you know. I wake up and I look to my right. And there is an 18-wheeler with an old poster of Jordan Cologne, whatever his Cologne was.
Yeah.
It is like all falling apart. It's like really old. It was like, I think they were like going to take it out after that and repaint the truck. All I know that thing was right there. And I looked at it and I'm going like, wow, really? This is faith. You know what I mean? Like, so to be honest with you, what's kept me in this industry has been the reason why I built the MA Audio golf cart is because I was hoping to get to him. I went as far as being with Charles Barkley at the Dan Marino golf tournament with this MA Audio golf cart. I don't know if you guys remember the golf cart that I did.
I worked for MA Audio,
Do you
and
remember?
I took that golf cart around to shows.
Okay, so you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I do.
I went as far. I got videos of Charles Barkley. Well, this is when Charles Barkley was like best friends with Michael Jordan.
Right.
So when I found out that Charles Barkley was going to be at the Dan Marino tournament in Miami, my shot was in Miramar. I told Mad Dog, I go, yo, your mom works for the radio station, the Latino radio station here in Miami. Does she has any contacts, you know? And, you know, no, dog, you know. I go, look, let's just put it in the trailer and let's just go. Let's just go to no, really.
Love it.
No, let's just go to Miami. Dude, you got to go after what you want.
100%.
I put the golf cart in an open trailer. We took off to Miami. It's like 25 minutes from Miramar. And we just got there. And all the security, think about it. This is a celebrity golf tournament, 75 athletes. Can you imagine the security there? So we wore some nice shirts and, you know.
Tried to look like a white boy.
Yeah.
I gotta interrupt this for just a second. The mentality here,
Yes.
and the drive.
Yes.
I've only seen this one other time, and it was this weekend with little Chris.
I'm
sorry.
How does
I'm sorry.
he make it into this?
I don't know.
That's
what-
almost blasphemy for that kid, but that's like
what
his
makes it
reward.
happen. We met a kid this weekend that is 19 years old.
The white kid?
Yes.
Yes.
And he reminds me
he's
of
not
this
white.
drive.
He's not white.
Well,
No,
I know he's not quite
the
right.
one that won the award? The kid that won the award?
No,
Okay,
different
so
kid.
the one-
Different kid. Another kid, 19 years old. The drive you are describing right now is this kid. He's just, I don't worry for him in the way that I'll never worry for you. That you have
You
the
figure
drive.
it out.
You're going to figure it out. Like, there's nothing that's going to stop you. You're not going to let anything get in your way. Sorry for interrupting.
No, so,
Keep
so
going.
anyway, so I put the trailer. We go there. You can only imagine the security.
Did Chris pay you to do that?
You can only imagine the security people and stuff like that. So we go. Okay, so security comes up, and I got the trailer. You know, the golf cart right there, and I'm straight face. What are you doing here? This is a special delivery for Dan Marino. That's the first thing, because, Mad Dog is like, dog, what are you doing? I'm like, dude, like, just go. My ex-wife, she's saying, so I'm going like, let's just go. What's the worst that can happen? They say, no, we come back. It cost me $45 to rent this stupid trailer. So we go there, and when they see the golf cart, they realize it's gotta be true. So we go through the first set of security. Then the next one's this big old black cop, whatever, big old, and Miss Johnson, I still remember. Hey, what are you guys doing here? Oh, special delivery for Dan Marino. And well, what's the paperwork? See, dude, I don't know. And Dan Marino had this, Dan Marino's Tavern. He's got like 4 restaurants in my, Miami area. I don't know if he still have it or not, but that's the first thing that came to my head. One of his guys hired me to build this thing. It's a surprise, dude. I don't know. I just want to get paid. This is things that just coming to
Next
my
level
head.
shit.
And Mad Dog is just sitting there just like, and he's like, whoa, I don't know. So I get out of the car and I motorize the TV, remember? Then I motorize the front. They had the golf balls and cigars. Yeah. And I look at this guy and say, would I be lying to you? If you want, I can leave. Oh, I never saw you. Go in. So we go into the golf course. So step 1, we in there.
World's greatest salesman.
Okay. So now we get the golf cart out of the trailer. So now how do we go into the event? Think about this. Things being like televised and stuff like that. So funny story. There's this golf cart coming towards us. It's kind of tipped. There's like a 350-pound guy driving the golf cart with a skinny kid next to him. So the golf cart's kind of tipped. So this golf cart comes towards us, sees it, and the young kid, oh, look at this goal. Hey, we want to take this to Dan Marino. Well, guess what? These 2 guys work for Dan Marino. For his tavern. The line that I just told
You're right.
him.
It's coming true.
Yeah.
Dude. And I go, can you guys take this to him? He go, yeah. So I let him drive it. So if somebody's going to get in trouble, it's him. So I put Mad Dog and the young little kid to drive the golf cart, and I'm sitting in the back with the fat guy. Okay? So we driving, and everybody pulling out the ropes. Keep in mind, I've never been in a golf course before in my life. Next thing you know, we're pulling all the ropes. Blah, blah, blah. All of a sudden, I start seeing the crowd. Alex Rodriguez, Dan Marino, and Charles Barkley are right there. Keep in mind, this is a golf tournament. You white people know how quiet you're supposed to be and whatever. I don't know anything about that. I'm there playing Michael Jackson, Thriller, or whatever in the car. And so so next thing you know, they paused. They stopped the game to see this golf cart. And I have this on video. So if anybody thinks out there I'm lying, if you give
Theme
me
of the podcast.
trust
the
me,
evidence.
I will show you the
We
video.
have the evidence.
I got video evidence of this. Next thing you know, they stop the game. They come towards us. Dan Marino comes in, Charles Barkley, Alex Rodriguez still stay over there. There's this massive crowd, and there's a big camera. So somebody out there had the big camera. So somebody out there has this footage. So next thing you know, Charles Barkley and Dan Marino sit in the golf cart, and I talk to Dan, hey man, I just wanted to bring this thing here so you can use this golf cart, whatever. So Dan told Charles Barkley, go, yo, what's up? I'll take it. So Charles Barkley wants to take the golf cart. Dan Marino goes, yeah, you got this. So he's going to take off with the golf cart. I sit next to him.
Oh, shit.
We take off. So here I am. The only reason why I'm there is because I'm trying to get to Michael Jordan. At the time, they were best friends. You see what I'm trying to say?
Oh, yeah.
So I can't believe I am
This close.
this close. It's like you calling Nalika. You see what I'm trying to say? Like I cannot get a hold of Nalika, but
No,
you can. Okay.
I think it kind of looked good. That's my best Charles Barkley.
So I'm sitting next to him and stuff like that, and I'm nervous. Not because it's Charles Barkley. It's because I can't believe that I am
this close to
that close to my dream.
Yeah.
Explain to him why I'm there.
And everything worked up until this point.
Up to this
so
point.
why wouldn't it continue?
There are 100 things that could have gone wrong
Yeah.
to that point.
So we keep driving, and Charles Barkley gets off the concrete and wants to go on the grass. Keep in mind, I gotta ship the car to you guys. It's so funny that you work for Amanadu.
That was
because
lowered golf cart, by the way, which later got airbags on it.
So,
I don't know if you ever saw it after that. But.
So I had to ship that car to you guys that Monday. This is on a Saturday. So Charles Barkley goes and he takes his tip and he rips a part of the front bumper.
Uh-oh.
And I
don't think that was supposed to
I'm like,
happen.
dude. So Charles Barkley's manager came flying to say, hey, you're not insured to be driving this golf cart. Something happens to you, you have to get out of it. So I see the front of the golf cart. There's a piece of wood ripped. So I told him, yo, dude, and he felt bad. I go, dude, can you sign this thing, later on and stuff like that? He goes, yeah, cool, man. You know what? Just see me when we done. So next thing you know, the golf cart is getting so much attention that the head security guy comes. This guy was mad. This guy wanted to kill me, truly kill me. Because think about it. We just snuck into a celebrity golf tournament. We could have had a bomb in this thing. Hey, I'm Puerto Rican. I'm not a terrorist. Okay? So this guy came in. He's yelling at me and Mad Dog going off on us. Who gave you the right? And this guy, and I finally told the guy, dude, Dan Marino, and I'm trying to explain to this guy, and this guy, he would not let go. He's so furious. And I'm like, dude, I swear to you, I got on my knees. And I plead with this guy. I said, dude, Charles Barkley's going to sign this thing, blah, blah. So this guy come down. He goes, look, if you guys park under that tree in that corner and I don't hear a peep from you, you can stay there. So me and Mando shut up. Very quietly turn the stereo off. We drive the golf cart, we park it right there. Keep in mind, these people have never seen anything like that, so that golf cart's getting so much attention. Well, think about this. We are by the 18th hole. The golf cart's been sitting there for 2.5 hours. We haven't moved. Me and Matt are just sitting there. We have not moved. So, one of your peeps, one of your...
White boy peeps.
Yes, yeah, one of your peeps comes in, hey, man, he's from one of the marketing guys from the Ping
Ping golf, yep.
Yeah, Ping, you guys know. Okay, so, you see how fast that was? If this would have been a Latino one,
I literally golfed this morning.
The Ping, okay, the minute I told Matt, he goes, oh, of course, I know. So, he goes, hey, man, put the car in our booth, man. We want to put a sticker on it and stuff like that. And I told him, hey, man, they told us that we cannot move, And he goes, dude, we're the biggest sponsor of this thing. Whatever we say, it goes. So I look at Mad Dog.
I would have been like, oh, shit, Michael Jordan?
Well, no. Dude, I swear to God, you know how close we were? It's from here to that glass door over there. Not this one, but the second one. That's how close we were. That guy has not come by for 2.5 hours. And that split second that I move the golf cart, he comes by. He sees me. This guy goes, you have 10 seconds to get out of here. 9, 8,
Well,
7.
At least he's counting slow, to be fair.
2. And Mad Dog looked at me, and I knew that we knew at this point there was.
You're cooked.
And Charles Barkley and Dan Marino and Alex Rodriguez were in the 18th hole. I needed maybe 10, 50 more minutes to accomplish what I went to get there. We got out of there as fast as we could. We put the car back in the trailer. We went to our Hooters, favorite place that we used to go there all the time.
For the wings, right?
I was drinking beer, crying like a little baby. I'm seeing this golf cart right there. And I can't believe I came that close. And there's just tears running down my face. And I say, I can't believe I came that close. And for all these years, I have come pretty close and not yet. And I can't give up. And who knows? Maybe this podcast.
Here's what I'm saying.
That would be a dream. I'd love to do that.
Well, what about this? To the listeners
Hold
out
on.
there.
Let's just make a deal. Hold on. Not to cut you off. If that ever happens, I'm also going to be a part of that bill.
Yeah, I think we
we
all need a piece.
Wife has to be a part of that bill.
See, this is a funny thing about it.
I have like 100 pair of Jordans.
but
I'll show you the Jordan closet that I built.
No. This is a
in
funny
my
thing.
house.
See, this is a funny thing about it, okay? What sucks is, I'm being very honest. Of course, everybody wants to be part of it because who will be for it? But the key here is, if I were to put it out there without mentioning to people who is going to be for,
right?
How many people? No, this is what pissed me off. I'm being very honest. Very honest.
I get it.
You're saying that right now. Great. And I will hold you to it. Because it might just be just the three of us. Okay? And you're going to have to stop whatever the hell you're doing. You're going to have to fly to California. I'm going to hold you to it. However, if I were to put the word out there that I need some help.
Right.
And not mentioning to who this thing is.
Right. Who shows up?
Who shows up. That's what pissed me off about.
Here's the thing. The reason I want to be involved is completely different than anyone would think. The same reason where you two say that you really don't give a shit about cars and you're not into cars and that's what you do for a living, because I don't give a fuck about Michael Jordan, right? Which makes it funnier to me that I want to be involved because I don't even care. It doesn't really mean much to me because I'm not a basketball dude.
But you know what?
I'm not.
Now that's out there.
Yeah.
Now that's out there. Look, it's a golf cart. I want to build Michael Jordan so there's no more secrets. Okay. Now that's out there. Let's put it out there. It's a stupid golf cart that I want to build.
So to get this straight, you want to build a golf cart for Michael Jordan. I've got to say that out of the listeners that we have, somebody, this is like, what is it,
Somebody has
8 degrees of Kevin Bacon, or how does that work?
Somebody
Whatever
has
it
to
is.
have
However,
we have to have somebody who has a way to get to somebody in Michael Jordan's team.
However, I will not build this golf cart until these are the rules. I know exactly his habits at the golf course. In other words, I don't want to build this thing.
Yeah, it's got to be useful to him, obviously.
So I need to find out.
This sounds like the great inaugural episode of Fish and Chips.
Dude, yeah. So, yeah, Chip really. Chip could draw this golf cart exactly the way it is, because guess what? I need to find out when he goes to the golf, because he owns now a golf course in Florida, Michael Jordan.
Oh. Okay?
Yeah, he does. So we can actually deliver this thing. And we're going to get some sponsor, but I would like to find out what are his habits. You know, what kind of alcohol, what kind of cigars, because I do not want to not build this thing. And I don't want to make this thing shaped like a tennis shoe or so stupid. Dude, I want to build this thing like a Rolls Royce. I want to build this thing where one of these billionaires, oil guys from Saudi Arabia, will want to pay $5 billion. So, you know what I mean? I want to build something that goes beyond the fame and money, because Michael Jordan, while we're doing this podcast, he probably made $5 million. I mean, really,
way more than that.
Per minute. So money, it's not about money. It's about, guess what? Because of him, I
You
got
have the
20
drive.
front covers.
Yeah.
Because of him,
I agree.
got about 100 magazine articles. Because of him, after 35 years, I'm here talking to you guys.
So
That's why I love the brand. I mean, I packed 7 pairs of Jordans for this 4-day trip.
You are crazy. I only
Yeah.
packed 2 fedoras.
When I golfed this morning, I had Jordan 12s with a Jordan glove.
And he's a golfer. So, yes, okay, you be with the first white boy that I allow into
Right.
my world. Okay, he's a golfer.
I have a whole level of detail that you wouldn't have on that build. I'm going to show you my closet that I built after this that you'll definitely appreciate.
Here's what I'd say. We are 55 minutes into a podcast, and I believe that we could go for 2 or 3 weeks
Right.
straight.
Everyone probably would have predicted this at this point.
I guess.
So obviously, here's a great segue. Michael Jordan, obviously one of your greatest inspirations, hands down, right?
Yes.
We just distinguish that. When it comes to the industry, car audio, I mean, I already know the answer because I heard it this weekend. But when you were little fish, before you were fish, when you were still
a guppy.
David, when you were a guppy.
David Rivera?
Yeah.
David Domingo Rivera?
Yeah.
When I was David Domingo
Yeah.
Rivera.
So what even got you into this?
It's very simple. I was a truck driver in Boston, okay, and like I say, going back to Jordan, I wanted to be the best truck driver in my company, okay. So I made a delivery, okay, bro.
My man.
If we're gonna do this,
Let's do it.
we're gonna do it right. I told you from
Oh,
the
what
beginning.
just happened there?
Not on the blue pants.
What happened? Did you pee yourself?
No, I just pulled it quickly and I spilled.
Oh,
Just so you know, go ahead.
I got nothing left here.
Well, who
And
cares?
I got
Now
that.
we're gonna go-
Well, I'm not pouring that in here, so you go. I got to finish this.
So
Oof, that's tough. All right, so we're back. We had to pause for a minute because we just got some Macallan 15.
donated by who?
You?
By the Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
The Puerto Ricans bring in high-end white boy stuff.
This is true. We brought some Canadian junk.
who
Just
would've
start-
thought?
no,
Who
just
would've
from
thought?
Ed.
From your
Sorry, Ahmed.
from your refresh build.
Yeah, who would have thought that the Puerto Rican did not just bring in a little $20 bottle of Bacardi, but he brought the big stuff.
Which
see?
we'll get to your new build at some point, right?
Some
But
point.
we have to figure out, okay, again, the question that we posed, Michael Jordan, big inspiration, right? I feel like he's a big inspiration for me as well. When it comes to car audio, how did like that journey start, and what even made you get into it?
Well, like going back to that, I made a delivery. Going back to Jordan real quick, because I wanted to be the best at everything. When I became a truck driver, I wanted to be very good at it. So my first year of being a truck driver in Boston, I went to Ashland, Massachusetts. I made a delivery to a shop called Creative Car Stereo,
And what
And
year is this?
huh?
What year?
1989. And this shop was very high end because it was Richie's Cartoons, which was one of the biggest shops in the country. Everybody knew Richie's Cartoons. And then this guy used to work for him. And Richie, being Richie, pissed him off. So he went on his own. So he did Creative Car Stereo. And I made a delivery because I worked for Jack Young Company, and we used to deliver stuff for trucks, and we have to deliver some 3M spray stuff, some carpet, whatever. So I went there, and his car is a Corvette. It was in front cover of Car Stereo Review. I have the cover, the magazine scan, and he had a poster made of it. So, when people came in, he gave me a poster. So he gave me the poster, and I'm like so excited. I came back to the shop, the next day, and the truck section where the truck drivers are, I put the poster up, and I told everybody that some days that's gonna be me. Once again, I'm the stupid Puerto Rican. I'm being very honest. I'm the stupid Puerto Rican that's never gonna get there. I'm just supposed to be just a truck driver. You're not gonna get there. The stupid idiot. I still remember Nino. one of those Italian guys, a driver, look at me, blah, 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 whatever. I'm like, okay, whatever, dude. So I told him someday, that's going to be me.
What year?
In 89, how old are you in 89?
I was like, I don't know, 21?
Okay.
Yeah, around 21, 22 at the most, you know?
Early 20s.
And keep in mind, young guys out there, there's no internet, there's no YouTube, there's no social media, nothing out there.
It was magazines, and kids were broke. It's not like you could go buy a magazine. You sat and read it in the store.
So, anyway, so now as a truck driver in Jackie and Company, you get to choose which route you want. And then as you get all the orders, you kind of set it up, and you have to fill up the truck according to your stops. And every time I saw that I will stop for Creative Car Stereo, I want to have that route. So finally, I asked the owner, hey, man, what kind of school do you go to learn how to do this stuff? Because I just knew inside of me that's what I wanted to do, man. And he goes, well, I teach my own guys and whatever. So I'm like, hey, I want to come and learn. Keep in mind, I used to live in Rivera Beach. Ashland, Massachusetts is about an hour and 40 minutes. So it's very far. Mm-hmm. So he comes, why don't you come on Saturday? So I go there on my first Saturday, and he doesn't work on the weekends. So his jerk manager... that was funny.
That's kind of funny.
That was a good
Do it again.
That's good.
Okay. So his jerk manager. Now it didn't happen the second time. So his jerk manager works on Saturdays. So of course, being Latino, they had me cleaning the bathrooms. They had me cleaning the wood shop. They had me doing all the stupid. But you know what?
Cutting the grass.
No, there was no grass to cut. But you know what I mean? So they had me doing all the, So I'm like, okay, no problem. So I went there for 4 Saturdays straight. And it's very far from Revere Beach. And the 4 Saturdays I went there, I was able to see enough, So the next time that I delivered to him, I go, look, I can't afford to come here on Saturdays because your manager, whatever. But can you, I would like to have this and that. So he gave me some base blockers, which, little resistors to, and he gave me a few things. And so I started buying product little by little without my ex-wife knowing about it. I bought 3 amplifiers, the MTX box with the 12-inch in the middle. And I bought all this stuff. And when I had everything that I need in the winter of 1990, January 10th to be exact, because January 8th is my birthday. So 2 days after my birthday, in Boston, which is cold, I sent my ex-wife to Florida to visit her sister. And I took a week off from work without her knowing, and I built my first system. No knowledge. I didn't know what I was doing. I got a phone book with all the car stereo shops in the Boston area. So what I did, I had one question for every shop. Think about it.
Yeah.
So stupid Latino is going to call a shop asking these things. They're going to hang up.
This is the early Fish that is just like the best storyteller. You know what I mean? Of like getting into Dan Marino's event.
Yeah. I mean...
Trying
Back
to
then,
figure
I knew that
problem solving.
This is
early 20s.
This is some serious.
I have not tasted yet, so
No. Taste that. Dude,
I'm gonna smell it first.
No,
I think that's the proper thing to do.
I don't smell stuff. I just
Do you want to cheers to the Macallan?
We do.
dude. This is some serious. Wow, this is what I got in the back of my expedition. Oh my god, dude. This is some serious stuff, bro. So, anyways, I got the phone book. I called different shops. I didn't know what the blue wire was out of the radio. I didn't know that was the remote output. Think about it. I have zero knowledge of what I'm doing. I didn't know what I was doing. It's not like I had an older brother that used to put stereos in the garage and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Dude, I have no idea what I was doing. All I knew, and keep in mind, I'm living on the 3rd floor in Boston in the wintertime. So I took all the seats out of the car. I put them upstairs in my apartment, and I got a jigsaw. The only tool that I have is a jigsaw and a drummer tool. And I'm going back and forth 3 stories high,
And
putting things in the house.
You're using the jigsaw in the house?
Yes.
Yeah. I've only heard this one other time. We heard this from Steve
think
Brown.
about this.
We heard this from Steve Brown. Same exact shit.
My ex-wife, she's in Florida. She has no idea what I'm doing. Anyways, long story short, I built my first system, and I had a blow punk CD player that you put the case. You got the case.
Oh,
you put
CD
the CD
goes in the case. The case goes in the rim. Single CD, by the way.
single
Not
CD.
like a stack of CDs.
So
One in,
I had,
and then
actually, no, that came, and I'm wrong. That came after. The first radio I had was a Super Tuner Pioneer
yeah.
tape player.
Tape player.
Okay. So, anyways, I call a bunch of shop. Some answer me, some didn't. I got enough information. Keep in mind, I have to turn the car on because it was like 5 degrees in January. So I had the car on, and I'm inside. I built the system. Day number 5. I went to turn it on. Turn it on. Still got chills. Kiss 108 FM. Hard and Rock and Roll was the first song that I played in my car. It played. My first system with no prior knowledge, with no help from nobody. When I turned on the key, it played. And I'm like, there's nobody that can give high five. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like,
no one to celebrate.
Nobody to celebrate. So I go up. I'm going to drive. I run out of gas because I had the car on. So I got to walk like 3 miles to get gas. I put gas in my car. I drove from Boston to New York, which is a 4-hour drive. I went to White Castle. I bought like 30 burgers. And I drove back to Boston. So the next day, I go to the airport to pick up my wife, ex-wife. And I go, hey, I got a little something for you. So I play her favorite song.
Which was?
It was like, Lisa, Lisa.
Okay.
Lisa, Nicole Jam. I wonder if I take you home, will you still be in love with me? Whatever, you know. So anyways, and she's like, she's thinking that I paid some shop, you know. She couldn't believe that I built that thing. And guess what? With the little knowledge that I had, which was nothing, but I did see all the tire wraps were like 1 inch away. You know, with the little knowledge that I had.
Yeah. What car?
It was an 89 Corolla.
The Corolla.
The Corolla.
The Corolla.
The Corolla.
Okay.
It had AB core separate up front. I took the Boston Acoustics plates apart, and I took cardboard, and I covered it with carpet. Dude, and then the MTX 12-inch woofer. Dude, the detail on this thing back then with no knowledge. So I went to the car stereo shop, Sound in Motion. They told me how to put an antenna in a car because that's how little I know about cars.
Hold on. Matt Schaeffer, have you ever put an antenna on a car?
I've done a ton.
Really?
Yeah.
What year did you start doing this shit?
2003.
I don't believe you've done it.
Swear to God.
I don't believe you've done a ton of antennas.
Power
Youngsters.
antennas. Yes.
Yeah.
No, this was a manual one. So the shop that I put the antenna, that called to, you know, Sound in Motion. John Whitney was the owner of the shop. Great guy. He looked like Michael J. Fox. So you know me. You're Puerto Rican. I leave the car in front of the store with his key on, blasting up the stereo. My woofers are full blast. I didn't know about a crossover. So they're playing like salsa music. So I'm playing trumpets to a 12-inch woofer. Okay, so I leave the car parked, in front of the store, playing the music. So he comes out and he looks at my car and says, "Hey, look at this. So who did your stereo?" I go, "I did. I used to work for Creative Car Stereo."
Oh, shit.
Think about this.
Bullshitting again.
Yeah, exactly. What you think? I like that. Okay, think about it. The first words that come out of my mouth, "Oh, I used to work for Creative Car Stereo." Which, think about this. His shop is here. Creative Car Stereo is here. And all of a sudden I'm saying that I work for him. But when he looked at the car, he goes, "You need a crossover." I didn't know what a crossover is. Think about it. I didn't know anything.
Right.
He saw me in ADS. Young people out there, ADS used to be a super high-end quality equipment 35, 40 years ago. ADS.
I was still putting them in the late 90s.
So he tells me I need a crossover. So he sells me a used, overpriced.
Acoustic?
No, he sells me an ADS.
Oh, okay.
Which he wasn't even a dealer. He wasn't a dealer for anything. Okay, but he asked me to have an old one. He sells it to me. I put it in, and he explained to me what it was. So I told him I need a job. He goes, "Well, I don't have an opening, but if you want, you can come on Saturdays." I'm like, he goes, "I'll give you $40. Okay. When you want me? "Oh, you can come next Saturday." So I'm like, Friday night comes. I'm so excited so I show up. First day there, there's this cocky little skinny white boy. Sorry, but it's the truth. He looked like what's the guy, that white actor, the red-headed guy from I don't know. He's gonna come one of CSI things, CSI Miami, something like that. That's the red-headed guy.
I think I know who you're talking about.
He looks just like him. So, anyways, and I'm so stupid Puerto Rican guy, whatever, So, anyway, so he's there. I didn't know how to take a speaker like a battery and find the speakers in the car. Mm-hmm. When he did that, oh my God, I could hear the popping. And I thought that was like the greatest thing in the world, So, dude, next thing you know, within just a few weeks, I'm just picking up things. You know what I mean? Like I just, and this guy, of course, getting all jealous and stuff like that. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, So, I want a full-time job. He wouldn't give it to me because this other guy is his full-time job. I'm like, dude, you either give me a full-time job, I'm going to have to go back. I'm going to have to go back to Creative Car Stereo. He still doesn't know the story. Mm-hmm. I never worked for them. But I told him, hey, if you don't give me a job, I'm going to have to go back to. So he goes, So one Saturday, and this shop was so small. Think about this. Oh, you're going to like this? Oh, my God. You're going to like this. First of all, the shop was so small. We didn't have a table saw. We don't have an air compressor. We don't have any of that stuff. All I have for tools is a hand grinder, a Dremel tool, a drill. That's it, and a jigsaw. That's all. The Boss jigsaw that didn't have a handle that you grab the body?
Yep.
That's all I have. So I started building these doors and stuff like that. And I started grinding these door panels out of mahogany wood. So I got sawdust all over the shop. Well, I'm Puerto Rican. I never heard of the term sawdust. Think about this. I don't have a table saw. So why would you call this sawdust when I'm just sanding it? For me, cookie crumbs, wood crumbs. You get it? Think about it.
I can see it.
Mm-hmm.
So I built my first doors. Like grinding. Monday comes, I buy my boss his coffee. Hey, John, whatever. Don't come to the shop. He goes, why? I got a lot of wood crumbs all over the shop. We don't even have an air compressor to blow the stuff off. Really, that's how small the shop was. He goes, wow. He looked like Michael J. Fox. So he comes to the back. He looks around. All sawdust. And no, John. Wood crumbs.
Wood crumbs.
He's looking at me. What are you talking about? Think about this. He's looking at me like, and I go, look, cookie crumbs.
I get it. Makes sense.
Wood crumbs. I don't have a
Total
saw.
sense.
So that's how little the shop was to build anything. And somehow I got a full-time job with him because I told him I was going to go to the old place. And he goes, you know what? I'll take a chance with you. This is funny. Remember ADS used to make a 7-inch like woofer?
Yeah.
He had a Jeep Cherokee. Okay. So I go, I didn't even know how to say John. I say John. Think about it. I'm Puerto Rican. I didn't know that, you say John. Say John. So John. I do. And he's like, okay. I take my jigsaw. I cut it. Next thing you know, I cut it and I see light. You know how the license plate thing in the Cherokee Limited, the tailgate? It was fiberglass. This is my job interview pretty much for him to get a job, like a full-time job. I kid you not. Next thing you know, I'm cutting, and the tip where the license plate goes, I'm cutting through it. And I see light, and in my head I'm saying, there's no way this
just happened. Yeah.
This happened.
Fish with the first free air woofer install.
Oh no. So I put the tailgate down and you can see the line.
Oh my God.
So I'm going, well, that's it for me. Keep in mind, I quit my job at Jack Young Company to work for this guy. So I showed it to him. He looked at me. He didn't know what to say. He started laughing. He goes, you stupid idiot. He goes, what I do? He goes, what do I do? I go, John, it's okay. Fire me. He goes, you know what? No.
Fix it.
He goes, no more. No more. That's it. I never screw up again. If it wasn't for John Whitney, I probably wouldn't be here. He gave me a chance. And it's funny because I just went up to Boston 3 months ago to help out my buddy, Vito, which is the one that helped me with the Bel Air. And when I begged, and Derek Kenny from Sound of Motion, that he bought it from him, I got together with the old gang. And I got to see John Whitney, and I reminded him that. He doesn't even call me Fishman. He calls me David because he only knows me by David, Mm-hmm. And you know what? I don't forget. You know what? It was so good to hug him. And you know what? At this point, he's probably not doing the best. And I go, dude, this is my number. If there's anything I can do for you, I'm here. Dude, I have tried to help out so many people throughout the years, and people just don't get it.
Is that not insane though? That like at that moment, if he decided to fire you, you might just went back to doing trucking, and then like that whole trajectory, the butterfly effect of that.
Never would have been here.
The butterfly effect of that one moment to like take a chance on someone. Yeah. And I feel like that's kind of true in all industries, right? Because like sometimes the right person needs to be humbled where they have the right motivation behind them to become something completely special.
If it wasn't for him giving me that chance, because if you would have fired me, I probably would have gone back to being a truck driver because I was They loved me over there. They would have taken me in a heartbeat.
So what you're talking is 88, 89.
At this point, it's like 88, 90, 91 or something.
90.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was the first big build?
So once I started working for him, once I passed that he's not going to fire me, they gave me that one chance.
Yeah.
I started, car auto magazines, every car store review every month. It's funny because I never subscribed to any of the magazines. I had to go and buy it. It was something about me that I had to go and buy the magazine. I never believed in so I would so after like a few months working there, this guy called Harry Skidges. This guy was so ahead of his time when it comes to sound, just like Fukuda was so ahead of the fabrication part of it. Mm-hmm. Harry Skidges, his dad used to work for like a pro company. So this guy had like 1 million pro speakers in his house. Mm-hmm. Like raw speakers, you know what I mean? All kinds. From Facal, the original Kevlar, 7-inch, everything. This guy had everything. So he came into the shop. It was a pretty cool guy. So he had a Nissan SX, or I don't know what, one of the Nissans.
Yeah, 200 SX.
Yeah, 200, whatever. Yeah. This guy, remember the Bliss Safe that had the motorized?
Oh, gosh.
Oh, yeah. See, today you guys think about
no
Bliss.
Clue what we're talking about.
Yeah, Bliss Safe is different today. Yeah. Back then, the Bliss Safe was a motorized unit that had a head unit that motorized out that was so ahead of his time. This guy had a Nissan 200 SX. Now I remember.
Yep.
With the motorized, with the factory face in front of it. Motorized Alpine unit. This guy had 4 ADS 10s in the back for bass, 10-inch mid bass in the doors back in 1989, guys. 1989. And this guy had mid-range and tweeters. Remember the Hyphonic Sus?
Yes.
The big bad boys when they were actually good. And the one song that got me into car stereo was Money for Nothing. When he played that song in that car, and when the bass kicked, I never heard bass in a car before.
That's a good song.
He had 4 ADS 10s. Dude, my whole body shook. Think about it. You go from 0 to 100. It's not like you went from 0 to 10 or 20. You went from 0 to 100. Mm-hmm. When I heard that bass kicked in, I look at this guy and I say, oh my God, are you serious? And from that moment on, every time that I finish a system, I play from Money for Nothing. When I hear that mid bass and that bass kick in, I know I got it. And you know what? When I went to Boston in the wintertime, it was great to see him. He was so ahead of his time. I go, Harry, I never forget, because guess what? The one thing, guys, I never forget, the good or the bad that people have done me, I never forget. Just like Keith Lehman has helped me out in tough times with nothing to gain, there's all the guys out there that have done me very wrong. And you know who you are. Oh. You're probably listening right now. Yes, you probably took the Fishman logo out of my Fishman grills, and you're going to justify it saying, oh, we had to take it out because it was blocking the brand of the woofer. No, you did not. You did it because you know why. Okay? Just pissed me off that I have helped out so many guys in this industry. So many guys. And guess what? A lot of guys have built up a big name. Today, they have stolen so many things from me. Guess what? I did not have to steal somebody else's show car to lie to people and say, oh, look at me. I built this car. No, dude. I gave so much credit to so many people that helped me out with these projects, which they did so little, and I gave them so much more credit. Why? Why not? I'll help you out. But you know what? When I needed you, you were not there. You know who you are. You're probably going to be listening right now. You took my logo out of that grill, out of my grill. And you know who you are? You are top guys. Why? Oh, I don't want to see the name Fishman in these grills. Well, guess what? If you were creative enough, why don't you design your own stupid grill? But you can't because you're not creative. You have to live in somebody else's stuff. And today you're big time and people think that you're big thing. You know what? At least I can sit here today in front of everyone and say, I did not steal from anybody. I did not screw anybody over. I'm here in my own marriage. That's the right word?
Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough.
You know what?
What about the people that helped you along the way?
Oh,
So like
dude,
you've had
what?
you've obviously had a ton of influence on people who have come a long way in this industry. Like, but you were talking about Manny earlier.
Yeah.
Like,
Mad Dog. You know what? Mad Dog came to my shop and
hit him one time, Manny.
you know what? Mad Dog came to my shop and his parents was going to send him to college. And he didn't want to go to college. So he came to work for me. And I'm like, dude, I got no money to pay you. He goes, I don't care, dog. You know?
Did you know him before?
No,
Or
I did.
just
dude,
showed up one
I
day
know
at your doorstep
this
like a
stupid Cuban
stork
guy
dropped off a
come,
newborn?
you know, even though Puerto Ricans and Cubans are probably the closest of the Latinos, because think about this. Let me get something straight. All you white boys that know me through all these years, every time you have met me through CES or SEMA, oh, Fishman, we saw this Mexican restaurant. They got great food. And I was like, good. You guys go over there because I do not eat that. We are not the same at all. The closest thing you can get to a Puerto Rican is Cubans and Dominicans are third.
Okay.
So, when Manny came to my shop and we started talking and stuff like that, I go, dude, I got no money to pay you. He goes, dude, so good. We started working and he helped me out so much, dude. If it wasn't for him, Fishman Audio would have never happened. I told him, dude, I got no money, but the day that I got, I'm going to take care of you. And I did. So,
Do you still talk to him?
you know what? Last time I saw Mad Dog, it was about 7 years. I was in Miami. So he's doing home audio.
Oh, okay.
And, you know, I love him. We went out a few times.
I tried to hire him at Alpine when we had a position open.
Okay.
That ended up with Brent Davison. I'm like, Manny,
And
come
you know
on.
what?
Do it. Come on.
You know
Come
what?
on.
He
And
was a
did
great
it.
guy, but the problem is this, okay? You either have it or you don't. And Mad Dog was good, more like an office guy. Like, you know, he was good at controlling me, and he helped me out so much. And, you know, unfortunately, I have to get rid of him. But it was not an easy decision. I swear to you, I cried. The day I got rid of him, I went home and I cried. It was not an easy decision, but he was hurting my business. I had to make a decision, you know. And, you know, years after, we reconnected, and I explained to him, and he realized, you know, and you know what? I haven't seen him for years. I love him. If I see him tomorrow, let's go out to dinner.
Yep.
You know, whatever. And you know how it is. The industry goes on, years go by, you know, but, you know, he helped me out a lot.
So, out of people that you've worked with in the past, like, I mean, you spent a few years with Mr. Carlson.
Yes.
Like, who else have you worked side by side with that we might not know?
Mad Dog, Jeremy, guys that you may know.
Remember that one time you guys built a car for Tony Stewart?
Yeah, that was the unique.
You want me to go into that?
Ah, sure, why not? I got stuck at home. I got left behind, by the way.
Were
Fuck
you?
you all. I got stuck in the Bay at Alpine building something else. Well, you guys got to go off and play.
I'll tell you the story
Brownie
about
and
that.
Biggs.
I'll tell you the story about that because that story. Now I'm gonna have to sit back because Metra, the honeymoon of Metra was kind of over with us. We still love each other, but the honeymoon was over, so it just worked. So wanted the sales manager because I wanted to have a TV show so badly. You keep in mind that I wanted to, and you know what? Before I even get into this stuff, I've done a lot of mistakes. I've done a lot of stupid stuff, and some of the things, I don't know, maybe some of the companies out there didn't want to do anything with me because whatever. However, when I give my word to a company, when I give my word to somebody, there's nothing that will break that. So, when I went to work for Metra, we're going back to Jeremy. Jeremy talked to Bill Jones, the owner of Metra, to talk to me. I was already teaching fish camp with, what's his name? He used to run...
Jason Anderson?
No. Jason Anderson came afterwards. Howie, used to run the school. Okay,
Jason
so that's
was my
before
time.
your time. So, so I used to run the school, and I started teaching fish camp, and I came to Metra, and, Jeremy told Bill Jones to, shoot me with me and whatever. So he just did that part. I took it from there. I met with them, and I said, hey, I can do some big stuff for you guys. That's when we built the Montero,
Yeah.
That's when we built the Montero, And I threw some big numbers at them. But, they were hungry. They needed somebody. They had the tsunami line. They had the tsunami amplifiers, whatever,
Hold on. How did you get to a Mitsubishi Montero? Like, did they already have the car?
No, it was my own.
Oh, it was your car?
No, it was my own car.
Okay. It seems odd. Like, it's not like a common
No,
car.
right,
It's not
yeah.
It was my own car.
Okay. Now
So
it makes sense.
I sold myself to them, and I say, whatever. And next thing you know, the owner and me, we clicked. We saw each other. He just saw dollar signs. And I'm like, okay. I can see they were hungry. They were not a Rockford. They were not a Sony. They were just Metra. I'm going to change that. I threw numbers at them. CFO looked at it like, yeah, sure, we can do this. And you know what? I gave them everything that I could. Okay? I took Metra from where they were to here.
Yeah.
At the same time, Steve Brown with Alpine was doing the same thing. But think about it. Metra and Alpine, it's not like Rockford and Alpine. Think about this.
Yeah.
Okay? You're talking about an accessory company
Yep.
going against Metra.
That is a fair.
Think about
That
it.
is a fair statement. I
Think
understand
about
what
it.
you're saying.
Okay? You know what I mean?
Because it's not necessarily like an audio company.
Exactly.
Yeah, and this is the time. Again,
This was a wild time.
This is leading in as I'm trying to gain skills to do high end install.
and this is
and
this
I'm
is the
watching
time
it.
when I'm a teenager watching all this happen.
Yeah, and
into
I'm
the
watching
industry.
Rockford, and I'm watching what Alpine's doing, and I'm watching everything that you do. I swear to you, like this is the part I don't know that you fully understand, but like the first time I picked up Car Stereo Review, I think I told you this weekend, and you're on the cover with the Jaguar, right? The fucking Jaguar. Like this, I don't even know about this car, but it is a work of art. Like I remember 6 JL 8W 6s or whatever 8-inch it was, 3 down each side. Like I'd never seen anything like this before, right? It fucking inspired.
We just shook hands, whatever people that can appreciate it.
As a tear
White
rolls
boy
off
fist
my
bump.
eye, by the way. I don't know if you
But
know.
guess what? The funny story about that car was that Car Audio magazine will do the front cover of the Jimmy, but they would not do the front cover of the Jaguar.
Makes no sense.
But that's when the rivalry between Car Store Review and Car Audio. Okay?
Fair enough.
So, me being the salesman that I am,
One for each.
Yeah.
okay? So, they were going to do the front cover of the Jimmy, but not the front cover of the Jaguar. I go, okay, I'll give the front cover to Car Audio. They had a meeting that lasted 37 minutes. They called me back. They say, we're going to do the unprecedented back-to-back front covers. I got the covers in front of me. We will do the Jaguar with you wearing a wetsuit.
In swim fins.
Yeah.
And
All
the
right.
Jimmy, you will wear a tuxedo.
Yep. Yep.
I sold all that to these guys.
Yeah. And if you don't I don't know how much you get, how much of an inspiration you were to, like, again, you were a couple years ahead. So you were into that stuff. I graduated in 92. So
Yeah.
I'm watching that stuff. I'm just getting into it. I'm seeing it. I'm like, my mind is blown. Like between the stuff you did, the stuff like you talked this weekend when we went over your latest build and you gave some major props to Mr. Fukuda, who showed up like 3 minutes too late
Right.
to hear it all.
Oh my
That was
God.
crazy.
It's crazy.
You know what, dude? It's funny. I was talking there for a minute. He got his wife, because he's not on Facebook. He got his wife to become a friend on Facebook just so he can see that clip of the video of me talking about him. For me, that's
awesome.
priceless.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, you guys were such an inspiration for. I feel like you were first generation of like the thinking outside the box, going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like my generation was second, right? Like I came up a little behind, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I'm behind Yotto, and like Brownie was always there. Like Brownie kind of started about the same time, got that stuff. There was the Yotto generation, and then Mike Vu and Brownie, and then I finally got in, right? Like it took me a while to get my skills together and step up to the plate. But it was you, it was Fukuda, like those builds, like holy shit. Like that's the stuff that inspired our generation. And then we get to hand that off to Matt's generation because Matt's the youngin'.
Yeah.
And now Chris is going to rule the world after you guys.
Chris is getting too much run.
Crystal.
Oh,
This
this
fucking
19-year-old
kid.
kid we keep joking about.
Oh, the one that won the award?
No, he didn't win the
no.
reward.
Oh.
But this kid just comes
Another
up and
one of
sits
the
down at the
Scotty White
table.
boys.
He just
Another
walked
one
right
of
into
the
the
Scotty
locker room
White
this
boys.
weekend, and he owned it, and the kid's going to do great. It's going to be awesome. But I want to make sure that you understand the impact you had on many careers. You're talking about Jordan.
And hold
all
on,
that kind of
and
stuff.
generations, right?
Yeah,
'Cause
it's not just
like
one
your
generation.
and then it's like my generation, and that's why I'm so glad that you've come back, right? Because we had this conversation earlier that like when Fukuda came back, the younger generation gets to understand the history of car audio and gets to see his work, like his original work.
Yeah.
And the same thing with you. Like there's so many people that they don't even understand. Like obviously there's somebody that inspired you, you inspired me, and they see your inspiration within the work that I do, right? Because like for the people that know like what I do a shit ton of fucking layers. And what stuck with me at Fish Camp when I was there is just how you layer everything together. That inspiration chain runs all the way down. So it's important for the younger people who know who I am, who have no idea who you are, to fucking understand where that fucking comes from, right? So I'm so glad you're back here. I'm so glad you made it to the expo.
You're the one responsible for all this stuff.
Well, I'm happy for
you
that.
listeners out there, this idiot here, okay? Let's just be real, okay? I'm cruising with my wife. We are in the middle of the, I don't know, whatever ocean. We're taking a 16-day cruise. And when we finally got signal, she got a message from some Matt Schaeffer. She has no idea what this idiot is. Okay? And she goes to me, hey, baby, this guy, Matt Schaeffer, he wants to know what's going on with you. And I'm like, okay, whatever.
I might have heard that name before, but I don't know.
Say no. Reject it. And I'm going to be very honest. Look how honest I'm going to be right now, okay? What pissed me off about this industry, I'm seeing all these guys, because I'm going to go back to this. I'm seeing all these guys that want to be friends with me on Facebook. Oh, I want to be friends with Facebook, with Fishman. Oh, and I started posting stuff. Oh, Fishman, blah, blah, blah. And then, as the time goes on, and they start getting bigger and bigger and bigger, next thing you know, I never hear from these guys. Why? Because they're blocking my stuff in their posts because they don't want the people that are following them see what I'm doing. I'm like, why would you do that? And I'm being very honest. So many guys in the industry, big guys, that were supposed to be my friends on Facebook, as they gotten bigger, they blocked my posts. So my stuff doesn't show up on there. Because the one thing I was not teaching in fish camp was that. And I still seeing that on so many guys in the industry, that the minute they started climbing the ladder, think about this, okay? I got 20 front covers of magazines, maybe 80, 100 magazine articles. I don't know how many people can touch that in this industry.
I don't think any.
Not even Steve Brown.
Nope.
Okay? And yet, I had the time to talk and help anybody in the industry. But
I always joke because you've spent a little time with Chris Yotto, right?
no,
Chris
actually,
Yotto's.
no. I don't know anything about Chris
Really?
Yotto.
So Yotto is
I have not spent
he is
any
the
time
most
with him.
humble motherfucker I've
You
ever
know
met.
what? The little time that I've seen him, I know this little Chinese guy or whatever, Japanese, some Asian guy.
Right.
He is the baddest dude out there.
And
I love him. I spent very little time with him, so I do not know anything about him.
I always joke because he is the most humble human being. He is so talented. He is so detail oriented, and he is just so humble. And I always joke and I say, you know what? Like when I see somebody being boastful or like overly like, hey, I'm the greatest, whatever, I always turn to him and I say, Chris Yotto's never told me how great he is.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Because he doesn't have to. Because he's that way.
Dude, he's that good. So, you know what? And I had to be dishonest because so many guys that want to be friends with me on Facebook, they start as, oh, I want to be friends with you. Okay, cool. What are you in? I got so many mutual friends, whatever. Next thing you know, if I post something, oh, Fishman, go whatever. And as time goes by, I can see the transition, how people change. And that's why 5 years ago, when the whole pandemic started, I just wanted to be away from everything because I didn't care about car audio. I was taking care of my mom, who just got dementia, okay? My mother-in-law came to live with me. So the only thing that mattered to me in this world was my wife, my mom, my mother-in-law, and me and my dogs. That's it. Nothing else mattered. So when I started building the expedition in my garage, it was for me. I didn't care about the industry. I swear to you, I could have been okay without me even being here. But some stupid white boy had to start bugging my wife. Oh,
I'm just saying.
Some white boy started bugging my wife. Oh, how you doing? I'm Mike Schaeffer. Where's Fishman? Blah, blah, blah. But guess what, buddy? Because of you, I'm here today. And I love you, brother.
Is that a compliment or
No,
is that
no, I love
another
you.
fuck you?
No,
Shut the fuck up and take
I
it.
love you, brother.
Shut the
Because
fuck
of
up
you,
and take it.
Because of you. No, yeah.
That's the wrong button.
Because
Sorry.
of you, I'm back. Because of you, you know what? I couldn't get to Nalika with Orca, whatever. This
Arc or Orca or who
okay,
knows.
whatever they call it. But because I couldn't get in touch with them, I know. And guess what, guys? Sometimes you have to step back. Do you think it was easy for me to tell this little white boy here, my student, to call Nalaka in my behalf when Fishman used to be able to get product from anybody almost anybody in the industry? That was not easy. However, that's what I had to do to be able to be here. And guess what? I'm very grateful because guess what? The minute I told him, he made the phone call. And because of that phone call, Nalika had to call me. And guess what? He sends me the product. And guess what? I deliver. See what I mean? It's a chain reaction. He took care of me. Now Nalika will give me $8,000 headphones and will tell maybe the white boy here, no, white boy, I cannot give it to you because I gave it to the Fishman because now I got to kiss his ass because now he's the man. You see how this thing works?
Oh my gosh.
I feel used.
Oh my goodness.
You were not used.
A little
you
bit.
were just an instrument. How can you be used?
I think he called you a tool. I'm not sure.
I'm
think
not
he called
sure.
you a tool.
Can I stick you in the back of my expedition so you can be one of my tools in there? But you know what, man? I'm so proud of you, dude. It's like you have built such a big name out of all my fish campers. Should we call them fish campers?
Sure. I think that's
You are
legit.
the most successful one that did your thing. You did your brand. You know how to do it, bro. And
Well,
you
I've
know
always,
what?
to be clear, I've always attributed my success to that camp. That was my first, like Chris, this is his first introduction to the industry, right? So that was my first introduction to the industry.
Is that call out number 3 for little
Yeah,
Chris?
it's
What are
crazy.
we calling
It's
him? I don't
insane.
even know.
But that was my first introduction to the industry. And regardless of what you think or what you have thought or the game that has to be played to create a name for yourself, you've been there, you've done it. Obviously, you've told 40 fucking stories about you trying to be successful or create a name or create a brand. At some point, you got to post stuff, you got to create stuff, and that's like the installer of the year trajectory. Like you have to create content and put stuff out, right?
Yeah. And it's a new world. It's different. Like in your era, my era, like it was all about the magazine content, right? And it was everything you could
It's
do.
no more.
Yeah, yeah, and that industry just doesn't.
Young
even
people-
exist.
Our magazines are like that's posting because there's really no print anymore, right?
Yeah,
And honestly, I'm very proud of what you've done because you're such a big name in the industry.
he's all right.
No. Honestly, it's a very big name in the industry. You have a lot of respect. Think about this. You were able to reach a guy that I couldn't. That's something.
To do what?
To reach a guy that I couldn't.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm trying to say? It's like there was a time that I could call anybody, and they will give me whatever what I wanted. And after being away for so long, I couldn't do it. So you know what? I have to use you. But guess what? No, not even use you. You were just my tool. But guess what? My job is to make sure that not only did I get what I needed.
I think this is a good point for a segue of what you've been up to lately, right? Like, so there was the early fish years of Streetwire's Ram, right? The Jaguar, the sound advice cars that we saw. Like there's the Metra kind of era. And like what has the last 10 or 15 years been like for you? Where you been?
I
What you
built
been
a
up
lot
to?
of cars that nobody have seen.
Right. Yeah.
I built a 72 Cutlass I gotta take a piss.
All right. We can take a break.
Yeah, let's take a break.
I can pause.
Bathroom's
this.
right down
Maybe
there.
Yeah,
to
I
the
gotta take
left.
a piss.
Oh, good.
My BB just say, hey.
Yeah. It's time.
There was a
Beep,
pause.
beep, 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 beep.
I'm not sure how I'm going to edit that out, but
I think we
had to
peed
take
out
pee
a good
break.
$20 worth of alcohol.
It was something.
In unison across 3 urinals here at the convention center. Master Tech Expo 2025.
So just to elaborate and get back onto like who inspired you in like what's the first thing that you saw in a car audio build that you were just like, fuck me, this is crazy?
I mean, Fukuda, when you guys interviewed me on Thursday, Fukuda was so ahead of his time. I mean, this guy was doing stuff that, and of course, I never got invited to the Top Gun, whatever, with
Mark Lowe.
which I never did anything with him, but him and Fukuda, dude, these guys were so ahead of their time.
Mm-hmm.
They were doing stuff that today still, So that's it for me. Nobody else mattered. I mean, when I saw Fukuda's work, I was like, wow, that yellow place is still for me. Like I told you guys on Thursday, best show car of all times, man. That thing was me being back in the 90s.
Right.
Okay, this thing had like 20 motorized stuff with the Quantum, with all these. Come on. You can't beat that back then. Okay.
Yeah, it's wild. I mean,
And you know what?
beyond
You
wild.
would have thought that all these years, that motorization would have caught up. I remember talking to the president of Ayaska like a million years ago. And I told him, dude, why don't you make motorization a part of your what's it called, score sheet?
Right.
I say, how about if you add 30 points, and for every motorization you add 1 point, for every combination you add 3 points? They look at me like I'm like an idiot. I'm an idiot. And I'm like, dude, I don't care how cool your car sounds. A camera cannot capture that. You see what I'm trying to say? I talked to these people a million years ago. I say, look what you guys are doing. Yeah, you're focusing so much on the sound part of it, which is great. But guess what? If you want to be in national TV, this is not going to do it. And 35 years after, I'm still here. And guess what? A camera crew, a TV show is not going to go, then you can have the stupid TV shows like that. Pay My Rise and this and the other one, building stupid stuff. But guess what? As cheesy as those shows were, at least people can see.
What's capable?
It was capable. You see, so as bad as those shows were,
It showed
at least
possibilities. Yeah.
people can see. And that's what I tried to explain to the industry 30 years ago. People cannot see this sound quality stuff. Yes, it's great to make a car sound really good, which should be part of it. But let's get creative. And believe me when I tell you, man, I try so much. And you know what? I'm so happy that I came to to the show here. And what Brian has done with this industry is amazing. Mm-hmm. First of all, he's surrounding his people with he's surrounding himself with the right people. Mm-hmm. And I've seen his shop, his company go, little by little.
Right.
Going to his little booth at CES. Him and his wife.
Gets bigger and bigger.
Little by little. Yeah. And then he's surrounding himself with the right people. And he's done it right. Because it's about us. The industry has focused so much about selling product. What about the installers? The reason why they fish camp is because I remember working for a company, and when I got introduced, they go, "Oh, he's an installer." The minute they say that,
Sounds dismissive.
exactly, they look at me like, but he's got the company credit card because he's the original manager, whatever. They look at us like, "Oh, he's an installer." Well, guess what? Without me, you get nothing. Brian, he was smart enough to cap on that. But you know what, dude? This show right now, I'm blown away. I'm completely blown away. Like, wow, what a show. He's been able to do it right. He has helped so many people.
Yeah.
And it's going to continue. And you know what? To be honest with you, just so be how honest I'm being here, I didn't think he wanted me around.
Oh, when was the last time you went to CES? It's been a
Long
while,
time
right?
ago.
Yeah. It's changed. Like, it's really weird.
Oh, no, now it's all electronic, man. Every TV show I see, they talk about CES. Back then, 20 years ago,
It was
you
the
did not see TV
biggest-
shows talking about CES.
Yeah.
Now you're seeing TV shows talking about CES.
But from an industry standpoint, like, it was the pinnacle.
No, yeah.
Like, it was such... It was just the freaking Grammys. It was like...
Oh,
it
yeah.
was the biggest event.
Oh, yeah.
And SEMA, like, was the
It was
second thing.
Yeah, SEMA was secondary. CES,
CES
and
was
guess what?
so important.
I'm glad to say that I rocked CES when it was at the top.
And I'm sad that I missed all that.
Oh, dude.
Because me and Gary went to many CESs, and every year that I experienced it,
It was in
just
decline.
Let me tell you
such a
something.
decline.
Hey, when I took the Ram,
And I never got to
when
experience
I
that.
took the Ram to CES in 1995 or 6, either 95 or 6, this is when CES had hundreds of thousands of people. This is when CES, when the 12-volt industry owned the North Hall.
Right.
Remember?
Yep.
We had the whole entire hall. And guess what? In the midst of all that, I was able to build the stuff. Dude, we owned that floor. And then the industry completely changed.
You just sparked a memory of mine. Did you build for ARC? Did you build a toilet?
No.
What
that
was this?
That was a tribute to me.
Oh, okay.
That actually, I forgot this guy's name. Chris, I don't know, one of you white boys' name. Okay? So, Chris Merrill, something like that.
Okay.
People will know who he is. And Demetrius, when they did the toilet, they used one of my Fishman grills.
Okay.
The ones that the other idiots will take the centerpiece.
Okay.
So they will take the Fishman name
Logo
out of
out,
it.
yep.
So that will show, like, look, I built this thing, you know? Anyways, so they actually built that toilet thing. In my honor.
What else? So we heard about the golf cart. Somebody built a toilet in your honor. I remember a jet ski.
Yes, for MB Court.
MB Court.
The jet ski, it's a funny story. Going back to Keith Lehman.
Yep.
Okay, he was the president of MB Court. I told Keith, you have probably the best marine speakers, better than Jensen, better than Pioneer. How do you promote it? I say, I want to build you a jet ski. He looked at me like I'm an idiot. Like most white boys look at me like, you stupid idiot. It took me 1 year, one whole year, from one CES to another, on me bugging him. Give me a jet ski. Give me a jet ski. Give me a jet ski. Finally, he got me a jet ski. I built the jet ski. But guess what? When I sent him some pictures, and this before iPhones and stuff like that, you can just send it. I have to print the pictures and send it to him. When he saw it, he went as far as getting a company to put a swimming pool. You guys never saw that? He put a swimming pool at the Spring Break Nationals.
What
to
year
put
is
the
this?
jet ski. This is like either late 90s or early 2000s.
Yeah, that's before I was going to spring break.
So When he saw what I was going, think about this, okay? It took me a year to convince him to let me build a jet ski because the boat would have been too big, okay? You can't put marine speakers in a car. I say, dude, let me build you a jet ski, okay? When he saw what I was doing to it, he spent like 10 grand to have a company put a swimming pool at the Spring Break Nationals to put the jet ski. And it's funny because I shipped the jet ski from my shop. I go like a week after, I go to Daytona Beach, the Spring Break National, and I'm walking around and I see this pool. I haven't seen the jet ski yet. It wasn't a little pool. It was like a real big pool. Next thing you know, there's this big giant pool at the Spring Break show with the jet ski. I got pictures of me with Mad Dog and that jet ski and that pool. And Keith Lehman looked at me, hey, where are we going to do it? And that jet ski, that booth was packed the whole entire time. But guess what? I have to sell it to him. Think about this. I could have stopped at any given time. I kept bugging him and bugging him, going back to everything that I've gotten done in this industry. I have to earn. Every front cover, every article, I have to sell it. Even today, coming to this show, Master Tech, I went to see I talked to Brian and I say, I want to come to your show. Brian didn't reach out to me like he did to a lot of you guys. And you know what? I love Brian. We go back a long time. And for the longest time, I didn't think he liked me. And I'm being very honest. Because guess what? He invited all these guys to do all these classes and stuff like that. He never reached out to me. And I'm going, why? You know, all these guys are all friends, all you guys. And you know what? I'm not part of it. Like, why? What did I do to you guys? And I've been very hurt because I've seen all these guys together and stuff and all these guys. And nobody wants nothing to do with me.
I from the other side of the table, I would say that, like, we felt like you disappeared. And, and we didn't see you.
Before that.
We would, like, remember, from my memory, right, is that we would see you every year at SEMA or CS. And then all of a sudden one day we showed up and you weren't there anymore. That's kind of how it felt. But we're back. We're back.
No, you know
the
what?
love is
Guess
here.
what?
You know it. I
so
hope.
I went up to Brian. Pretty much I got on his face. I said, dude, I want to help you because guess what? You're doing it right. And if you're doing it right, because the other guys, the other show, the Knowledge,
Fest.
Should I finish the sentence or not?
Fest.
Well, you finish it. I try because I got an award by them, 2016? Mm-hmm. And I begged this guy, hey, can I help you? You know what? There's a certain Latino guy called Fishman that can speak bad English and bad Spanish. That's the sad thing about it because I can speak bad both of them. But guess what? I can help you in both areas. But guess what? They never got back to me. So why would you give me an award? You give me an award and I'm offering you to help you. But yet, so finally I talked to Brian. I went to SEMA and said, dude, I want to be part of your show. Matt told me all about it. Nalika told me all about it. And Brian goes, you know what? Let's do a short video. Next thing you know, a few months go by. I'm all over his website. We're going to do this thing with Fishman. He's in the program. And I'm going like, oh, dude, I didn't want that. I mean, really, and I told Brian, dude, I didn't want that. I just wanted to just Dude, I was so afraid to come to the show. You have no idea. Because, all these guys with all this new technology and all this stuff, I had no idea that I can still,
I'm sorry to hear that, right? It makes me a little sad. You are so responsible for opening the door for the rest of us to walk through.
And no matter what, I'll still admit to that. I'll always admit to that. I'll always give you the credit, as I always have, every step of the way. No matter what, I've given you credit every step of the way for my story. So
Yeah,
even
that.
even if you feel slighted at all by all these other people, it's just fucking noise, right? There's a reason why you had as many magazine covers as you did. There's a reason why people see your stuff as different. You can walk in here today, which you did, or a couple days ago, with your new iteration of your build, with all the auto technology, all the computer technology, right? And it's still completely different and unique. And what you said, dating back to the early part of this podcast, where people like Chip Foose run their finger through the fucking hole and see the brush part, you don't think that like the Fukudas and the Gary Bells walking through looking at your car aren't doing the same thing, right? With no technology, because again, most of us have at least gravitated towards some sort of technology where you're still doing everything analog. So what I would challenge you in the future is to be purely confident in what you just, and your wife's nodding right now, purely confident in who the fuck you are, what you've done. I mean, you have all the trophies, and by trophies, I mean the magazine covers, all the different builds. And again, everyone here ultimately respects you, whether you think that or not.
Thank you.
Yeah. And we wouldn't be here. Like, the industry would not progress, right? Like, of all things, like, think about before there was a fucking airplane, right? Like, how hard is it to fathom what an airplane is? And now we send people into space, right? It has to go in steps. And you are such a fundamental part of those steps.
And I appreciate that. And it's like, it's hard for me because I grew up in Puerto Rico as a very shy kid, very insecure. I was not good at sports. I used to get beat up in school, and there's a lot of things that happened to me as a child that affected me as a grown-up. And maybe some of the crazy things that happened in the industry as the years went on was part of that. But today, when you find a person like my wife right now, that she hates Fishman persona. She hates that guy. Oh my God, she hates it.
But she's the fish whisperer.
No, but she likes a little bit of fish, and she loves David.
Yeah, I can see that.
But she hates the Fishman. And I go and because of her, I've changed my life. If you guys don't realize that this is the Fishman 2.0, this is like a PG-11.
I feel like we took it from X down to R,
okay,
but I mean, I get it.
If you guys don't get that, this is like a PG version of you guys doing a podcast versus, say, 10 years ago, which would have been like, you know what? Because of my wife, you know what? She changed my life. Everything that matters to me is my wife. My life with her is everything. I used to drink like crazy, and she doesn't like to drink. So guess what? I don't drink. 2 weeks, months go by, I don't touch a beer. Now I'm drinking because you guys. I opened a stupid bottle because of you stupid guys right here made me do it.
The dumb white boys.
Okay, I didn't even say that, but
I know you were thinking it.
Okay, but you know what I mean? So weeks, months go by. I don't touch a beer. I don't care for it because guess what? My happiness is my life with my beautiful wife that has helped me and loved me. And car audio becomes secondary. Before, car audio was like so dominating my life that that was everything. Today, that's just my job. And you know what? I still love it. And I'm surprised. I'm blown away that after 35 years I can come to the show and people still like my work, because I thought that, like, I was scared to come out here. I'm like going like, wow, with all this technology and all this thing. However, I'm still not impressed. And I'm not saying this in a bad way. No, I'm not saying this in a bad way. Because if I knew how to use that tool that you have, I'll be doing stuff that you can't even.
Well, there's no doubt about that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
it unlocks a whole new level of creativity.
You know what I mean? I'm not saying this in a bad way.
No, I can understand what you're trying to say.
I'm an idiot when it comes to computers. I don't know the first thing how to program anything, but yet when I see these things, and as nice as they are, nothing has said to me, oh my God, look at that door panel. Or look, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, the stuff, like, let's take what I think are the top kind of builds and that stuff. Between the stuff that Rockford was doing, Alpine was doing, you were doing, like those builds, like the era of that, just like, we're literally going to try to do everything we can to be the craziest shit we can. Mm-hmm. That style and that era is gone. It
that
sucks.
Fukuda, that what is it? The 300 SX, the
oh yeah,
car.
350Z.
Oh, let's go back to this. Let me tell you a little something, okay? Think about this: how bad things have been for me in the industry. People have no idea, okay? First of all, when I was doing writing for Car Sound magazine, which was the new magazine coming in, because it was car audio, it was car sound review, there was auto sound and security, then Car Sound came into the picture, okay? Yep. They wanted me to write a little article on how to. So they had this little Jewish guy in New York that used to call me up. I wish I knew his name. He used to call me up. I sent him picture by the mail because there was no iPhone to send.
Yep.
I used to take pictures of what I did. I sent it by the mail. He would call me up. He interviewed me for, 10, 15 minutes. He wrote an article. I started writing for Car
Sound.
Car Sound, okay?
Yep.
Next thing you know, Car Sound is selling ads because they got me writing for them. I had no idea. They gave me like $150, $200 an article. I didn't care,
Yeah.
So next thing you know, out of sound security, the guy behind it, the publisher, Joe Rafael, which is one of my friends on Facebook, he goes, hey, how about if you write for us? I go, well, I don't know. I'm a very loyal guy. Believe it or not, trust me. So they offered me like $1,000 per article. Think about it. I'm making like $150 per article. These people are offering me like $1,000. So, sure, why not? Then I thought about it and say, hey, how about instead of $1,000, you guys give me a front page, like a whole full page ad. That's even cheaper for them because it doesn't cost them anything.
Right.
They go, sure. So I left. But before I left them, because of Brian Smith, when he built the Rockford truck, which still for me was the coolest, those conga woofers in the back and everything.
Super cool.
I told Car Sound, say, dude, nobody cares about the installers. We have to give an award for, I gave the first Best of show at CES to Brian. Think about these are the things that nobody knows, okay? I gave him the very first Best of show at CES from Carson. That was before I went to out of zone security, okay? I created the whole thing just based on that Rockford truck. So guess what happened? I leave Carson. I went to write for out of zone security. So the last person in the world that's going to get to that award is going to be me. So now they started giving it to Steve Brown with Alpine. You get it?
Yeah.
But it gets even worse. Now I leave that. I started writing for out of zone security. So now they want to give me a front page ad for free. So I started promoting Fishman Outer products. Then I came up with the idea of the solar challenge. You guys out there, please, somebody out there, find the article of out of zone security that has the very first ad for the installer challenge. It was not select product installer challenge. It was Fishman Outer products, select products installer challenge, because it was my idea. Okay? Select product used to be next to me in my shop.
Right.
Okay? Paul Papadakis, he was the king at the time. He can afford to charge whatever he wanted for the space in Daytona. We decided to do this. I got all the manufacturers to give me $3,500 in product for 2 cars because I had all the connections. And guess what happened? We went to Daytona. It was a success. And guess what? Select decided to trademark as they own that idea. So that if you don't believe me, you go back to the magazine. Somebody out there has the article. And Joe Rivera, which used to be the publisher of the magazine, and he's on my Facebook, he will be my witness, that he stole my idea. And the next year, what happened? Oh, select products, install a challenge. And they threw me out to the ground. And guess what happened? You guys know. It was like 6-7 years this thing went on.
Yep.
And guess what? Of course, they turned it into an IASCA event, which it was never supposed to be an IASCA event. It was about the fabrication part of it. I didn't care if the stereo even turned on. Really. It was about installers for 48 hours building the best that they can do.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm so glad that Brian was able to take all that and look where we are right now. Tough. People have no idea. People have no idea of all the crap that I've had to go through to still be here. I could have quit 1,000,000 years ago. Somehow, I'm still here.
We are glad you are. Out of all the crazy stuff that you built, what is your favorite thing you ever built?
The Dodge Ram for street wires, because my father died. I had to take a $20,000 pay cut to come from Foscar Audio in Washington to go to Tacoma, Washington, Tacoma to go to Georgia, and in the middle of nowhere to go and work for Streetwires. And
were you a Streetwires employee?
No.
Or they hired you to build
it's
that?
Funny story. I went up to the owner of Streetwires. He had a race car in his booth. And me, just being me, I talked to him and say, Jerry Every was the owner of Streetwires. I go, okay, so with this race car, what is it doing for your company? He had no street wires in the car. It was just a race car that says street wires. Long story short, I saw myself as a third person. You need a person that can do this, do that. Next thing you know, he's flying me to Winder, Georgia. Winder. Dude, that's in the middle of nowhere, okay? And so they flew me over there. I looked at the company. I saw myself. And next thing you know, I'm working for Fiberglass. The first 3 months, I'm in the office comparing product, Phoenix Gold, Monster Cable, all the stuff. I finally said, dude, I didn't come here for that. I need a car. So he goes, what do you want? I want a black Dodge Ram. That's one of the first year where the Dodge came with the side fenders, in 1990, what is it, 90 something?
90, 91,
94.
92.
That's the first time that the Dodge Ram came with a front. Yeah. The Dodge Ram truck looked like nothing else out there, Yeah. So he went to the dealership. He got me the truck. And I started building this truck. I had no idea what I was doing.
What pushed you to the motorization? Like what drove you to that? Because it was freaking wild. Like,
you know what? Growing up, watching all the James Bond movies.
Yeah.
With all the cool gadgets. And the Star Wars movies. The original ones, not the new ones, okay?
Yeah.
I've always liked things that move. So when I started working with street wires and we got the truck, remember, guys, there was no internet. There was no Facebook. There was nothing. I talked to the buyer, and I go, look, I need some actuators. Remember the big catalogs?
How'd you know what an actuator was?
I know. Well, remember the big catalogs? She had like 16 catalogs of different companies.
Yeah, the whatever guide of American manufacturers.
She had like a whole
I know exactly what you're talking about.
All these catalogs.
Yep.
So
picture the internet in book form.
Yes, youngster. Okay. So next thing you know, I told her what she needed. UPS used to come with all these pallets full of 12-volt actuators. And I'm like, next thing you know, I have to tell her to stop. Dude, I was getting so many actuators. And keep in mind, this is back when the industry has stupid money.
Yeah, there was a lot
$10,000, $20,000 was nothing. For these companies back then, companies to spend money on show cars, whatever, it was nothing. So for them to spend $15,000 in actuators was like this, having a little drink. No big deal. Next thing you know, I got all these actuators. So now I have to deliver. I don't know what I'm doing. I've only been in the industry for 3 years. But I have these crazy ideas. And I just started building and cutting to this truck. This is Winder, Georgia.
Yeah. Sorry, I was going to interrupt for a second, and now I screwed it up. I was searching for the name of that book set. It's driving me wild. I so remember this book set of all the manufacturers.
Yeah,
sorry,
I screwed
that up.
It was like an encyclopedia.
Yeah.
Of books that people will have different companies out there.
Thomas Register of American Manufacturers.
Yes. Okay. So she ordered me all these actuators, and I have like 50 actuators, every size from Morton to this. I mean, all these. I'm like, okay. Okay, so gonna have to like use this stuff. I started cutting things in this truck. Keep in mind, this is street wires. When people still put things by hand. So the production line in the back of street wires, it's like 20 old ladies from the South. And this is Puerto Rican playing salsa in Winder, Georgia in the mid-90s. And these ladies like looking at each other like, who is this guy? So finally one of the leaders of the group, she approached me. What are you doing? I'm like, I'm going to be you guys' the best show car. You have to understand these ladies assemble all these things. They have no idea what they're putting together.
Right. They have no idea where it goes, what it does. Yeah.
Long story short, I don't know, you old enough to remember, not you. Remember that esoteric audio, the RCAs? They had the coolest. They should dip this thing on solder. It's not like soldering by hand. They had these ovens.
Oh, like the little hot pot.
Dude, they had this hot pot with solder. Yep. They used to dip the RCAs. Dude, you could put a truck with these RCA cables and it would not break. It wasn't like soldering the thing. They actually dipped it, okay? So, as I'm building the system in this thing, I got 1,000 RCA cables because back then we didn't buy pre-cut, pre-done RCAs. You have to get the RCAs and cut them. Next thing you know, I got all these old ladies dipping and putting these RCAs together. So, I worked like 3. My father died before I was able to finish this vehicle. My father was so mad because I gave her $20,000 a year to go and work for them. He was so mad at me. And I was there to prove him that I needed somebody to give me a chance. My dad lived in San Diego, went to Puerto Rico for a vacation, his first vacation ever. The second day he dies.
Oh, gosh.
So that was so hard for me to finish that vehicle before the Ayahuasca finals. I went to Puerto Rico, we buried him. I came back, and I couldn't work on the car. I couldn't work. And the owner, Jerry, he was like, you know what? I understand. The next day, somehow, I go, you know what? I'm going to build this for him. I finished the car. We went to Ayahuasca finals. And it's not just building a car. It's about selling the car. I'm not going to brag about it, but trust me, I knew how to sell my work. You could have had this car with all this motorization, and maybe a few people went out there. I went out to every president of every single company at Ayahuasca finals in Dallas. And I dragged them to that car, to that truck, and I started motorizing my stuff. And that moment changed my career. And I started motorizing stuff. Think about this. This is back in 1995. We are 2025, 30 years ago. And the first stage, I had 20 motorizations. The next stage, I had 22 motorizations. The fourth stage, I had 24. And then I think I ended up with 26. This is 30 years ago. Dude, the amount of people that came around this vehicle, Car Audio still would not give me the front cover with this truck. Think about this, guys. Car Audio magazine would not put a demo vehicle or any car in the front cover. They will put an amplifier or speaker. Doug Newcomb was the editor of the magazine. Yep. Okay? I sold it to Doug. It took me a long time. He was finally in line. The publisher, she hated me. So this big old tall white girl from who knows where in California, she hated me. She did not like me. There's no way she was going to give me a front cover. Well, guess what? My father died before this vehicle was seen. And I was not going to get it. Auto Social Security will give me a front cover tomorrow. Will pay me if I wanted to. Car Store Review will give me a cover, no problem. But I know I want Car Audio to give me the front cover. I spent 1 year 1 whole year fighting with them to give me the cover. 1 whole year. My boss was so mad at me because he got all the magazines calling, hey, we want to do you. And I'm like, nope. I want Car Audio is going to have to give me that cover. Finally, I go to the show. And the publisher, they hated me. See, I designed the whole back of the Ram standing on the bench. So the front cover had to be shot from above. Get it?
Yep.
It can't be from the floor. The front cover had to be shot from the front, So the publisher was coming. There's a whole crowd. And this one I was pretty strong. I could lift people up. I can't do it now. I grabbed her. I lift her up. She wanted to kill me. I put her on my shoulder. I made her have the vision of what I was trying to do. And I had the whole crowd. I say, hey guys, if this car was in front cover of Car Audio magazine, will you guys buy it or not buy it? After all that, she finally gave in. So now, she doesn't want to just give me a cover. She wants to go all out. So that magazine has 3 articles, which I got them. 2 months before the cover came out, there was step 1 of the Ram, step 2 of the Ram, then the front cover with 10 pages. 10 pages of the article, guys. Top that off. Okay? How hard it was, but guess what? It was dedicated to my dad. So, Zach Abbas, which worked with Jeremy, I think it still works with him. Mm-hmm. Okay? Which Puerto Ricans, we don't know how to say it with a Z, even though his name is Zach, or he's talking Zach. Okay, so Zach, if you're listening, you know I love you. So we used to work together at Streetwires. So Doug Newcomb sent me his first cover, his own cover, after he read it. So we got a FedEx package, and I used to work downstairs. So Zach comes by with a FedEx package. He knew what was in there. When I opened that package, just the cover. I didn't care about the cover. I just went through the pages, and I was dedicated to my dad. After that, then I went back. And I started seeing, and you know what, bro? That right there, best cover.
I bet. Yeah.
Best cover. And for me, that was everything. And I wish it could have been alive to see it. Mm-hmm. But you know what? I've given up so much. I've sacrificed so much. And the people that know me, that really, really know me, not think they know me. The people that really know me know that I will do anything. I have given so much to this industry. You know what? 30 years ago, I told Ayaska, dude, we have to do a motorization category. Oh, you stupid. No. Why? Because if people can see moving parts, it's going to attract them. Sound quality, you can't show on video. I don't care how good your
100%.
I don't care how good your car sounds. Your car may sound like $1 million, but guess what? A camera crew cannot come and record
100%.
it.
Yeah.
So, therefore, the reason why the 12-volt industry didn't take off, like, say, the MX Games, whatever, because it's, BMX.
STO.
But you know what? When Steve Brown started trying to compete against me and started to motorize stuff, at least there were 2 of us motorizing stuff. Imagine there would have been 20, 30 guys trying to do the same thing. How can that not be appealing for a video. Mm-hmm. But guess what? We cannot listen to the stupid Latino because he's an idiot. He doesn't know what he's talking about. And guess what? Here we are.
So I feel like whenever you talk, okay, there's so many segments in what you're saying is such reality. So with the motorizations and what you're saying, there's so much of that which appealed me to strictly car audio, right? And I say car audio, call it sound quality, whatever, car audio. It's because it's the visuals, the moving parts. Yeah. And there's a lot of that's non-existent, which is why we're not seeing the same appeal of people coming into the industry for car audio, right? So I can totally understand the message that you're trying to convey with what you're saying in that aspect.
You know, I told Ayaska, so look, let's make it 30 points. 30 points into the thing, okay? The whatever score sheet, okay? Yep. Let's make it 30 points. Guess what? You do one motorization, you get 1 point. You do multiple things with one actuator, you get 3 points. And so on, so on, so on. Imagine if you would have 30 guys competing. Today, there are kids in school teaching robotics. Imagine the stuff that we could have today. Just like SPL grew so big.
Right.
But guess what? Because they could not think about making money. Oh, how many actuated companies are going to be here? Something like that. They would not listen to me. Okay? So, you know what? I try and try and try. And that's why one day I say, you know what, dude? I'm done. Why should I keep trying when as much as I try, you know what Brian's doing today, I tried to do 20 years ago. And guess what? I only went so far. And I'm glad that Brian took it from there. And look where he's at right now. And dude, I love him. And you know what? I'm glad that he doesn't, not like me, like I thought. I'm being very honest. You know, when he started inviting all you guys, the top guys, to do the center consoles, he invited you and Jeremy Cass and Jeremy Carson and all these guys and started building these consoles and everything. And I never got the phone call. And I'm going like...
Probably thought he couldn't afford you.
Probably.
Well, you know what, dude, I would have been, I know what, dude. I would have been very, but very reasonable. Like, the money was never, but the fact that I never got the call, I was like, so, like, I'm not a competition. I'm not teaching class anymore. Why can't I be part of that group? And when you guys started, forming your group, where all these guys were, Hugh and Jeremy Cass and Jeremy Carson and this other guy, you guys got, I'm like, what did I do? I mean,
I'll cut you off there. So I see different generations of car audio. I see like you, the Fukuda, the Gary Biggs, right? And then I see like the Steve Browns, the Yattos, and like it just keeps trickling down. The Carlson, then the Katz, then the Tom Miller, and then it's like the me, right? So it's like we're all different generation. You're like the OG Fab generation, right? So I would never get discouraged in thinking why you didn't get a phone call because there wasn't other people. It's not like the Fukudas were coming out. It's not like the Bigs were coming out. Then I would take it personally, right? But you can't take that shit personally when it's none of your generation who's being a part of that event, right? So that's how I would look at it. Because again, even like throwing me in the Carlson, I'm not his generation. I'm not Katz's generation. I'm not Tom's generation. I'm the inclining of generation below them.
You're just like Chris's grandpa's generation.
A little bit. right? And it's weird because I see other guys that I've seen come into the industry that are younger than me, like the Daltons, right? Yeah. And the fucking Isaacs and the Chris's, like all these younger guys. I feel like I'm in a weird spot because I feel like there's not a lot of people that are close to my age. I feel like Phil Cantu is kind of my age, but there's not a lot of people.
How old's Kush?
He's over 40.
Oh. How old are you?
I'm 37.
He's so young. Were you in diapers when you went to fish camp?
Are younger than you.
I was born in 87.
I graduated in 85. So my bulls were already graduated. Think about that.
And that's the message that I'm trying to convey here.
I understand. But I'm just saying that, for a while, I just being very honest, okay? Yeah. I was kind of, like hurt, like, wow, what did I do wrong? Like, why did you guys want to be part when all I wanted to do is help? All I wanted to do all these years, for 35 years, all I wanted to do in the industry was to try to make it better. All I wanted to do was to make it fun, not make it boring. You go to a car show and everybody's like sitting there like, oh, no, dude. The reason why I put a fish tank in my car, because from day one, I know I wanted to make this thing fun because guess what? What we do is a luxury. It's not an accessory. Nobody needs a big high-end stereo in their car. What we do is fun stuff. Mm-hmm. So therefore, when the economy goes down, nobody's going to spend $150,000 to get interior done in their car. Okay? So from day one, all I wanted to do is just have fun and push the envelope and try to do, But like I say, man, you know what, bro? The best thing that happened to me is finding my beautiful wife that has supported me. She even has a hat that says, what is this hat?
Fish Whisperer.
Fish Whisperer. She tamed the Fishman. She changed my life. That crazy Fishman, you guys know. This is the new 2.0. Actually, this is the most I drink in a long time. So I'm probably going to sound like a little buzz. But I don't even do this because at home, weeks go by, months go by. I don't even have a drink because guess what? The life that I'm having with my wife is so much greater than this industry. And guess what? I come back and I feel like a dinosaur because when I see all this new technology.
Don't say dinosaur, say fucking legend.
No, I'm being honest. Like I see oh my God, I can't do any of this stuff. But you know what? At least I still don't suck. I mean, really, at least I feel
beyond
good.
Obvious things that don't need to be said, number 247.
At least I still feel good that you guys will still be there to appreciate my work. But when I see all this new technology, which I don't even think if I'm even going to come close to touching, and maybe I don't even want to do it because if I do it, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know.
I feel like Fish should have sat in on our 2D CAD class this week.
Well, you never invited me because you never want to be part of Fishman. You never said, Fishman, will you come to my class?
I feel like I just had an epiphany. So this whole podcast started out where he said his biggest inspiration is Michael Jordan.
Right.
Okay. One of my advices to you, but I feel like it's also negative advice because it goes against the Michael Jordan mentality. I would tell you from talking to you today and talking to you in the past is be confident with who the fuck you are and know that you're the Michael Jordan, right? You've done the shit. And I feel like Michael Jordan needs the same conversation. How much credibility, he's built a dynasty and it's not enough, right? But he's also won all the championships, the three-peats, 2 times. He's had a career in which you just can't top. He's paved the way for so many people and inspired so many people. But Michael Jordan has the same personality that you have. Where, like, even people along the way, like Scottie Pippen, they butt heads there, right? And Michael Jordan still has the same mentality where it's not enough. And I feel like there's a lot of the stories, like when you hear Michael Jordan's story, there's a lot of the ideas of the past that just still drive them to be better.
Yeah.
But I don't know what else Michael Jordan has to prove.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of similarities there, which makes sense because you said that that's like your driving factor. You're a lot like him as a personality type, which has made you the person that you are. Because again,
well, it's funny because back in the there was this guy, Jamie Perkins, that built an SPO vehicle for a Schaeffer. I don't know if you ever heard of this guy.
Yeah.
Schaeffer. And back in the Alaska finals, I don't know what year it was, probably mid-90s or late 90s, I wanted to talk to the people to try to, encourage them, whatever. And I remember they were so afraid of putting me in the microphone because I was going to say all kinds of crazy stuff. And they were so afraid. You have no idea how many meetings these people took. It took 3 days of meetings. I'm not lying. They're like, oh my God. Finally, when I opened my mouth, they realized what I was trying to do. I was trying to help the industry. As I gave the speech, Schaeffer, which his real name is Arthur, he's in my Facebook.
Turgan?
Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you're not you're not an Arthur. Okay? That's such a white name, and you're this crazy white boy, and his real name is Arthur. But it's real, Schaeffer. Anyways, as I give him my speech, which everybody was so worried I was going to screw up, he screams in the middle of the crowd, Fishman, you're the Michael Jordan of the industry. And I will never forget that. And little that he knows that that's my inspiration. Right. And you know what? It may happen. It may not happen. Who knows? Maybe this is the podcast to make it happen. And if that happens, I'm going to have a bunch of white boys working for free because that's it. I'm not paying a penny. But you know what? I don't want to just build this thing. I want to build this thing where it's like catered to him like a glove. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I want this thing when he sees it, he's speechless. Like all the money and all the fame and everything don't matter. And if I cannot do it that way, I don't want to do it. If I could meet Michael Jordan tomorrow, I don't want to meet him. I'm being honest. That's not what I want. I want to be able to thank him. These 20 front covers is because of you. These 35 years of, what's the word? Anguish.
Anguish, yeah. Anguish
of all the heart, everything I've endured. Because someday you have to know who Fishman is. That's it, man.
So I feel like that podcast came full circle with that.
Yeah. I think this is about where we call this.
Yeah.
I think
that's the ender to the full circle, because that's how it started with Michael Jordan.
We do have to ask if there is anyone out there that has a way, 6 degrees of 8 degrees of Kevin Bacon, whatever it is, a way to get us to Michael Jordan. Let us know. I would love to see this through.
You know what, guys? I want to thank you for this opportunity. This is great. My prediction is this. My man here, he just started, how long did you start working with Stinger? Or what is
a little over a year.
Okay.
Yeah,
so I'm going to make this guy look like $1 million, okay? My prediction, I'm going to take this 15-inch screen TV. What is it called? What's it?
Horizon 12.
Horizon. The Horizon 15-inch screen is so white. Anyways, I'm going to make the screen TV do something that in the wildest dream, this whole entire $1 billion company, not billion, let's just say 50.
We do all right.
$50 million company. Okay, 30 million, whatever.
Yeah, you're a little low.
Okay, Okay, let's just say $100 million company.
Yeah, you're a little low.
Okay, so let's just say I'm predicting right now, I'm going to do something with the screen that nobody in the industry, with all the technology and the 3D printing and the CNC machine and the 3D scanners, can't even imagine. Mark my words. And I might even throw a little fish food because this idiot here, right here, this other white boy, okay, and is talking crap about me not feeding my fishes. I might even add that into the whole thing. So with that, I conclude this podcast.
I love it. Thank you, Dave.
Roll the music.